Just a bloke in a bar. Howdy.
On the run, Holmes offloads the Cowboys.
Howdy.
What a ride this is. Terry Evans crunched by the defence. Advantage Cowboys.
Howdy.
I'll tell you what he can. Valentine Holmes gets there for the Cowboys.
Howdy there.
Looking for two Neekin poops to ride with the Northern Beaches gang?
How's it going, boys?
Yeah.
What's going on?
You look
a little different
You
today.
dressed up, yeah.
Oh, mate, you know what? I've got an office party later.
Do you?
And obviously we don't have time. You know, we're moving and shaking.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're a
yeah.
founder of a company, you're moving and shaking. You got the hips, they don't lie.
Yeah.
Got an office party later, so just dressed
so
up.
this is just...
Yeah.
This is,
You don't go to parties.
this
Good
is,
point.
This is...
It's a great point.
Now, listen, I don't want to... You got to... Your hat's on back to front. I don't want to point that out,
Hey,
but I
doesn't
feel
matter.
like I just got to...
When it's
Well,
a-
no, just in preparation for your office party. I don't want you to walk with a hat on back to front. I want you to
Well,
be ready
there's
to go.
plenty of things that are wrong with this outfit. There are plenty of things. Like, for example, if you look closely, my moustache is crooked.
Oh, I thought that was real. I thought you just grew that over the week.
No, really?
Yeah,
No, I
it
tell you
looks-
what,
it
it's
looks
fucking
good.
burning. It's absolutely burning. How you been, boys? How's the weekend?
No, you're really, really good, mate. Really good. Really, you know?
Yeah, that's mildly true. In fact, it's untrue.
Well, what the fuck? What's this? What's going on here? What are
Just
we?
lighten the mood, boys. Fucking hell. Just trying to set the romance, set
Okay,
the
I'm
tone.
just trying to work out. I mean, that,
Yeah,
what the
right.
fuck
That
is-
wick looks fucked.
Yeah, that wick
Don't
needs to
worry,
be
boys,
stood
don't
up.
worry.
I mean, if you
Stand
never,
that wick up.
Denon have never lit a candle in his life, fame. Fucking hell, what's going on here?
Oh, there it is, boys.
Don't light yourself on fire there, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck that is.
Don't know what this
I'm
is.
not sure what's going on.
Setting the
here.
mood or what?
Setting the tone, boys.
What's going on here?
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? What the fuck? I better not knock those candles over and set this table on fire.
There we go.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, great. Okay. So what have we walked into here? This is a fucking good
This
old
is like
fashioned
it feels like
standoff.
Well, it
like-
just feels like a fucking. This could be 2 hours of licks.
Yeah, it seems like it. Like we've been licked to death enough already, right? It was a tough.
I'm red raw.
I'm assuming that this might have something to do with Manly's fucking loss on the weekend. I don't know.
What's giving you that sense?
Listen, I'm just getting.
Is it the
I'm
Cowboy outfit? Is it
Cowboy
Valentine
outfit,
Holmes?
it's
Is
the
it-
candles and shit. I'm just getting the
Hang on a
vibe
sec.
that maybe
Origin is coming up.
Right.
He's a key player, made a huge play last week.
okay.
Yep.
And I'm a massive fan.
What's the
Office
dress?
party.
Office party. Okay.
You don't
like-
go to
I
parties
like-
though. That's what
Why-
we.
what's-
Yeah,
is
but
it
Or
I
just
put
dress
them
up
on.
at home.
It's a Zoom
Oh,
office
is it a
party.
wild
Dress up at
night?
home.
It's a Zoom office
Is this
party.
a- is this a
that's the new.
campy-
That's the new normal.
Is it
Wild
dress up at
night.
home?
Where are the whips, bruh?
It's a.
She's got the pistols.
Yeah, he's got the pistols. Woo woo. That's horny, dude. Oh, okay. Not a big,
Okay.
Alright.
Not a big gun guy.
no.
Oh, I don't think any of us are big gun guys. If
No.
I'm being honest.
Well,
Toy
no,
gun.
That's it.
Toy gun.
Toy gun.
But anyway, yeah, office party later via
okay,
Zoom.
cool. Yeah, thanks, man.
If you want, do you want to jump on the Zoom?
Mate, I'm busy. I don't know. If it's
You don't want to jump on the Zoom, Tom? Just
look-
like that time you're invited to jump onto the Zoom with your.
with the mothers group Zoom. No, I'm
No
not.
way. Walk us through that. What are we talking about here? Mother's group.
Boy, think
No,
about this,
this
bro.
was-
This is fucked.
This was when we were in lockdown and we just had Evie, first child, and so Steph was part of a mother's group. that then had to go online because fucking everyone was locked in. So she would go on these mothers group Zooms and they'd catch up, talk about like parenthood and shit and the struggles and trials and tribulations. And then it was like, one of the mothers was like, you know what we should do? We should get all our husbands on for a Zoom meetup so they can all meet each other. And I'm like, right, okay. So Steph comes to me and like goes, "Oi, so Thursday at 9, all the mothers want their husbands to get on and have like a Zoom meetup with beers." And I just...
With beers too.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm Evie's dad. Just been made redundant. Currently labouring and selling hand sanitizer. Great to meet you all. I just said I'm not. There's not many things when it comes to like, you know, your missus where you can just get away with a flat out no. But I was just like, there's my line. I found it.
Oh, you got to save that no up. I'm sure there was
like, no, not doing it.
I'm sure there's plenty of things you did that you didn't want to do in case this came up where you could throw the big no out.
You need to basically have a big fucking no card to play. And I was like, I'll meet them in person when lockdowns are over, but you best believe I'm not blowing a Thursday.
How many would have been involved?
To be honest, from the feedback I got from Steph, she was like, once I came back and said that you said no, the no floodgates open.
Oh, you led the charge. That's a brave man.
Yeah.
That's an alpha move for a guy that's, you know, pretty much a beta.
Well,
that's an alpha move.
That's unfair. I'm already being licked here. I'm opening up and sharing stories about being an alpha, and you're calling me a beta, and I'm like, it's not cool.
What that story actually like petrifies me. It makes me feel violently ill because I just think of the dynamic.
Yeah.
Like if you've got eight nervous guys sitting there with their beers,
20,
and then you know, like, what are you drinking, mate? Who's leading conversation? And you can't break off. It's not like at a fucking barbecue if you met all these guys for the first time. You can break off into like
fence.
2s and 3s and shoot the shit.
Toilet break as well.
You got to go around the fucking circle and introduce yourself, and then someone leads conversation.
And the wives are watching probably too.
Oh, they'll be in the room. They're in earshot.
Because you got to represent them well.
Yeah.
What about the small talk, man?
That's what I mean.
It's cold. It's really cold at the moment. That kind of stuff.
No, to be parenting small talk. And it's like, I changed the cutler nappies today, mate. I don't change them. Oh my gosh, she does it. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd prefer to not have access to the internet.
You know what? When I always see tradies and like they say hi or whatever, I'm always like, "Hey boys, working hard or hardly working?"
Is that what you say?
Yeah, because it's just like a joke that tradies always say to each other.
Like,
but it's like the old guys that say it, and the young guys are always like, "Fucking shut up, bro."
Fucking shut up.
Talking about working hard or hardly working. How did Manly go on the weekend?
I was wondering whether
I was busy. I had a busy weekend.
You missed the game, did you?
Look, maybe not, but I had a busy weekend.
I'm not buying what you're selling.
Okay.
The market.
Listen, I tell you what. Can I be honest? Can I speak to you?
100%. You're an alpha.
What I think, and I just clip that up. I am an alpha. What I really think, Denon, Eddie, Matty, punters and dribblers the world over, is that I'm not always a big focus on the results guy. Like I am.
Yeah, okay.
I am, but I'm also not. And what I saw on Friday night, 6 p.m, had an absolute rugby league skinful on board. So thankfully there's plenty I don't remember about the game. But I do think that Ruben Garrick is becoming actually a very good fullback. And I think that Manly took it to arguably the best side in the competition and essentially won it. Like it took a 1 in a trillion sort of cataclysmic event, right, for us to lose that game. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've already been speaking for the last month or so about the fact that there is a curse on the peninsula which has stemmed from the Magic Round jerseys, which we thought we were out of, which we're clearly not.
We're not.
It
was our opportunity to give the fucking bird to everyone who doubted Manly as a club, doubted Manly as a team, doubted Manly players, and thought they couldn't get the fucking W over a top 4 side. We were but a curse away. Now, I will be honest with you, Darren, and I'll be honest with the viewers at home. When Tom and I left the Bells Hotel in Woolloomooloo after watching one of the most brutal losses I've ever fucking witnessed, probably the most brutal.
Yeah,
nice turtleneck, by the way.
Thank you very much.
We were fucking ropeable in the Uber on the way home.
Yeah.
Fucking ropeable.
2 ropeable lads.
2 absolutely ropeable
You
gentlemen.
know what Cowboys do? Rope people in.
That's not.
Well, look, great use of words, and I'm looking for a
You've got
way
us
out
on
of
a
it. And I feel like you've tied me in a knot.
Yeah, you've lassoed us.
You've got me on a technicality, but I've got to be truthful. I don't come in here and tell porky pies. I still believe Manly will win the comp, but I was equally fucking ropeable in that Uber on the way home. We had to pull into the bottle and stock up because there was some...
Of Bloke, obviously.
Of course, we'd run out. But
Sorry about that. I'll send you some more.
Yeah, well,
cases.
please.
Well,
I mean,
we-
after
look-
this licking, that's the least you could do.
I know, you've been a bit
Fucking-
light on lately, but anyway. That's all right. That's okay. Buy me own bloke.
yeah, I mean, that's just what
Are you
it's-
shocked at
that's-
home that I'm buying my own bloke? Well, I am.
That's what it's got to.
And we went and drowned our sorrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it, but we did.
So do you think the rhetoric around you're not a results guy?
No, it's not that I'm not a results
Okay.
guy. Sometimes I think it's important not to focus on results. Sometimes results are all
But
that
when
matters.
you've got a rugby league skinful in you,
Yeah.
and you watch that, you feel things.
Okay.
I had a North Queensland lass who was there at the pub who I was talking all sorts of shit to when we were 14 points up with 7 minutes to go. Talking
6.5,
all sorts of shit. All
counting
fun
it?
and friendly and, but shit I was talking. We put a video on our Instagram after the loss. Thank you, D or Dave, for capturing that moment, you little fuck.
It was a historic moment.
It was it, yeah. But this woman was like, as I'm laying on the floor of one of the pubs that you'd probably least should be laying on the floor of, she was screaming into my face. Like, if you were a Manly fan, you'd be a Manly man. Fuck you. And I'm like,
Holy shit.
I'm like, oh my God, dude, this chick has licked the fuck out of me.
If you were a Manly fan, you'd be a Manly man. Ooh.
Yeah. And
That's right in the...
Dude, she got me good.
That's
And
under.
there just happened to be a lot of Cowboys fans in this pub.
There was another gentleman who was just happened to be sitting at the table next to us at the place we were at for lunch, who then, him and his workmates, whatever, they all came to the pub. He was a North Queensland person. We became friendly, and I just kept going up behind him and pretending to choke him, talking about Cowboys being chokers. How the tides turned. He also is visible in the video kicking me as I lay on the floor.
We'll
deserve
play the video on the YouTubes.
Yeah, we look good though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
At least we look good.
Exactly. Losing and looking bad is a totally different ball game to losing and looking good.
You look losing style, baby.
Yeah, losing style.
Losing
So
style.
that's a win in itself. But
Lachlan Croker can play rugby league. We know that.
you know what's funny is I actually 7 minutes ago, swear to God, had a full article written with the big, the posts and that with our big writing, and it was literally kick-ons at Croker's, ready to go.
Right.
And then I saw a try go.
Why didn't you post it though?
And then I saw another try go
Why
because I was like, no one's kicking on at Croker's at the moment.
It wasn't his fucking fault.
No,
could've
you know,
Did you
his
see
fans
our
are.
post? We were like, Lachlan Croker better than Cameron Smith because in that moment he was.
In that moment, he was better than Cameron Smith. He was doing things Cam Smith had never done.
never done in his life.
In that moment.
Okay.
Crossfield bombs and shit. Smithy
Kicking to
never did
himself,
that.
scoring tries, 40
did that.
20.
It was one of the
Chasing through, catching
Yeah,
grubbers,
yeah,
scoring
yeah, yeah.
meaties.
It was one of the all-time 10 minutes. I'll give you
Fucking
that.
oath it was. That's why we would put it up because you've
Yeah.
got stones, unlike you waiting for a result.
Yeah.
But,
We just back our beliefs in the moment.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Sometimes come back to bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but what we do know, though, and this is now beyond question,
Yeah, okay.
there is a curse on the peninsula.
Yeah.
It's funny you
That's
say
a
that.
fact.
It's funny you say that because you think it's with the jerseys, but I actually found footage while scrolling through my phone where I think the curse actually started. And it was a time when last year we did the companion. And remember when we prayed to Lord Lockie and you accidentally prayed to Lord Lockie as well?
Yep.
Dear Lord Lockie, please grant us the grace to flog these mutts.
Nah,
Thank you.
I'm out.
Amen.
I'm out.
Amen. I
Fuck
said
that.
amen
Fuck
first.
that.
I said
No,
amen
fuck
first.
that. No, fuck
you
that.
literally just jumped on my prayer.
Fuck that. I take that
I
back.
just prayed to
I
Lord
take that
Lockie and
back.
you did it.
There is nothing more sacrilegious in this world than giving the
Tricking
big
me
fella
into a prayer.
No, but then giving the big fella a big fu mid prayer, which is what I just did.
You may not remember it. We'll put the footage up. I think that's.
Don't put the foot.
I think that's when the curse started, because we prayed to Lord Lockie and I said, hopefully we pound these losers into the dirt. And you hadn't said amen or got out of the prayer yet. And I think that's where the curse
Hold
started.
on, though. I need a bit more context.
I
What was the
can't
game?
remember
was
what
the
you're
game?
talking about.
What was the game?
It was Broncos versus Manly.
And we fucked
When we
you up.
fucked you up.
Yeah, but the curse needs time to
makes
settle.
sense.
The curse needs time to settle.
What round was it? As
Are
well?
you
We went
serious?
on to one of the great fucking
It's
top
all the
four.
way in Queensland. Curses need time to travel and
No,
settle
dude.
down.
No.
They've settled down, and then we pounded you into the earth the next
Bro,
year.
we were top four.
That's
We
when
were
the curse
top four
started.
last
I'm
night.
sorry.
we
I'm
were-
just
we
telling the
We
truth.
won Dally Ann.
We
There
were
was no
bad
curse.
refereeing away from the grand final. That's not
Yeah.
a curse. And you
That
know
was.
it.
We
That is is a curse. You got pounded by Rabbitohs again 2 years in a
We
row.
didn't get pounded.
No.
Fucking 5
We got
points. in
pounded by
4
fucking Adam Reynolds, and that's it. The Rabbitohs
Twice. He's gone
stink
now.
without Adam Reynolds.
Well, then the Broncos charge up with that.
Look, but
That's what-
honestly,
yeah, Adam Reynolds. That's the difference.
you will admit there's a curse. You got to admit.
yeah, I think you actually were a part of the curse. I think you're trying to deflect blame.
People have said.
Look,
people have tried to lump it on our
listen, don't
shoulders. There's
try and
nothing
lump the
new.
curse on us. Fuck that.
People have been trying to lump shit on us for years.
Yeah.
And we're not fucking here for it.
No,
Okay.
no. We're just...
We're
That's
the
just
only
my
ones.
opinion. That's just my opinion.
You know what I think, Denny?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I think? I think Tom and I are the only ones doing something about it.
Correct.
Okay.
We're the only people proactively trying to break the curse.
Are you like similar-ish to the old boys of the Broncos? Like, is that the power that you wield at Manly?
No, we do wield shitloads of
more
power,
so,
but
I think.
I think we're more like, in the curse game, we're like Indiana Jones, is what we're talking about. Like, we're trying to break this curse. We're out there.
You
in
did try to
fucking
break the curse. It's not working.
scat
didn't work.
places. Yeah,
Made
but
it
Indiana
worse.
Jones doesn't nail it first time.
You had
That's
a
how the
heartbreaking
movies work,
loss.
dude.
Dude, if
You
Indiana
ever seen a
Jones,
film?
if
You
Indiana
don't
Jones
fucking
nailed it first
finish
time,
the job at the start of the film.
the film will go for 10 minutes. Be over and before the fucking
You
opening
go,
credits.
you try, you fail, you got to reassess. All right, maybe that initial attempt at breaking the curse wasn't it. And then as you slowly uncover more things, you then just,
I just uncovered something for you. It's not the jersey.
No,
it's because you
dude.
prayed to Lord Lockie.
You're going to have to show me footage because
Yeah.
I think
Footage,
you're
we'll
putting
show you
nail on
footage.
this.
The footage will come up. You prayed to Lord Lockie. You were too quick with the pull away. You were still in the prayer. We were holding hands
Why was I praying to Lord Lockie?
because I said, "Can we say a prayer?" And I whooped you.
So then that's not us cursing. That was you trying to
No,
curse us.
but you were in the prayer. We prayed to
Bruh,
Lord
we
Lockie,
fucking got
and
our
he's still
hands
pounding
out.
into earth.
No.
That's not a curse.
Okay, well,
No.
I think it is.
No, that's not a curse.
I think you're wrong. So,
You guys lost to the Storm as well, so fuck it. You
We
guys-
were robbed by the Storm.
No,
We were robbed by the
No,
Reds.
you weren't robbed by the Storm.
Any reasonable person will say that we probably won that game by at least 30 points. We were
No,
robbed.
dude.
Forward
You guys
passes.
suck. I tell you what it was. It was the chickens coming home to roost. Oh, the Broncos were a fucking team. No, you're not, dude. You still can't compete with us big dogs. Us, big dogs.
User sitting 10th.
We're slipstreaming,
nah,
dude.
but we would have been in the top 8
We would
if
have been
not
in the
for
top
the
8.
curse.
If that
Do you not
curse wasn't happening with
see?
the
Do you
top
not
8.
see?
You're the
You
curse
can't
or
see
no
the
call.
forest from the trees, bruh. We win that game, which we would have without a curse. We're in the top 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slip-
We're also
Stream, which
without
we've been
Turbo,
telling you
right?
about.
Are you telling me that
Slipstream's
Turbo
not
out
working.
for the season isn't a curse?
Worth 40 points.
And we're still fucking doing well. That's what's impressive. Ruben Garrick is actually a really good fucking fullback.
I
Kick
said
and
this
play.
like a month ago to you.
No, we said
We've
it to
been
you.
saying it, but we haven't been saying he's a bad fullback, but it's just taken him a couple of weeks to, to believe, Neo style. But he
Blossom, Tom.
When
Like
Morgan
flowers in spring.
When Morgan Harper made that break, I think he is the most slept on in terms of speed. Now he's not Adokar, he's not Saab.
Dude, he's quick.
But he is so
He's quick.
fucking fast. When Morgan Harper made that break, which we were all shocked by, the ability for Garrick to just be there in a second.
But
Like
Morgan's looking for him. Where's my boy?
Yeah.
Where's my
but
boy?
he threw the ball knowing that Garrick still had 45 metres to make up with the ball in the air, and he still made it.
You know what's crazy is last year we were witnessing the heights of Tom Trbojevic, like one of the greatest seasons ever.
No, the greatest season.
And you guys have fallen so low that you're amazed by normal fullback support play.
No, because
That's where you're at right now.
he's a winger who's now trying to become a fullback.
You're impressed by support play.
No.
Which is crazy.
No, I'm not
Look,
impressed
that's
by
I've been there. The
Do you
Broncos,
not-
they went
do
down,
you
now
not
they're back up.
Do you not find Ruben Garrick to be deceptively fast?
Deceptively
and that his
strong.
his work at fullback, given he's a winger and a young one at that, has been impressive.
I was saying it
So
a
don't
month
sit
ago.
here now.
Do you
So don't
think so?
sit here now and be like, "Oh, mate,"
I'm not impressed by support play.
No, neither are we. We're impressed by the speed.
by speed.
Speed.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he gets the ball and burns a lot of
Because
it.
he's quicker than it seems like. He's quicker than he seems.
He's the same quickness as I
I'll
always
tell you what
assumed
this
he
is,
was.
mate. This is fucking wingers not being able to fucking get hard for
Ah,
This is like-
hater.
You know what this is? This is a
old
winger
hater.
who only knows the wing.
Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
wasn't able to really come in and
then
become
that-
Ruben
this
Garrick.
is like
in it,
they see these
Yeah.
people as forgetting where you're from.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're a winger.
You think you're
bruh.
better than us, bro?
Yeah,
or you
'cause
want all
you're
that?
playing
You
a
want
bit
all
of
that big
fullback now?
coin?
Yeah.
Why don't you stay down here with us and get 150 and be like, just chill?
I did debut. My debut year, I was at fullback.
Yeah, but
You're not a
winger.
fullback.
You're a winger. He went to the wing pretty quick.
Now, brought to you by Bloke Jumpers, dropping tonight at 6 p.m. If you are listening to this later, that is Wednesday, 6 p.m. Set your alarms, guys. We've got brown, we've got black, we got Bloke hoodies, we've got Bloke trackies. Limited amount. Once they're gone, we will not do those colours for another year. So set your alarm, 6 p.m. tonight. Be there or be square. Bloke.shop.
Don't be square.
6 p.m. Be there or be square.
But don't be square. So be there.
But be there or be square.
And I'm encouraging.
If you
them
are
not
to be,
square.
but if you're not there,
Yeah.
do you become a square?
I think if you
Like, do you
so.
become a 2D object?
now that's a good question.
Is
That's
that
a
the
good question.
implication?
That's what I'm getting.
You cease
Does
to
that-
exist
does that-
on this terrestrial plane and you become
if
two-dimensional.
if I'm to take you at your word,
Yes. Yes.
if you're not there, you literally go back to the second
Are
dimension.
we four-dimensional?
We're three dimensions
Three-dimensional.
plus time, which is the fourth dimension.
So we're in
So we
four-dimensional.
experience 4 dimensions, but we
Okay.
live in the third. But we can experience
Okay.
4.
So you're losing 2 dimensions.
Losing 2
to become a
dimensions.
square.
You're 2 dimensions down if you become
Yeah.
a square.
So time's gone.
So if you aren't,
And
if you
you're
aren't there
flat.
at 6 to get one of these, you are resigning yourself to losing 2 dimensions like that.
like that, you go to being flat.
You have no concept of up.
You're
basically.
like
Or
at the
down.
end of
or down.
at the
And
end
no
of
concept of time.
at the end of Interstellar, where you're in the bookcase, you get stuck
Except
in a
you're
bookcase,
flat behind the bookcase. You
and
can't
you're like
move.
you don't actually exist anymore, but you can talk to people from the past.
We just a square.
You're literally just a square, dude. That's all you are.
You know what was interesting? I was reading the other day, and it was a person like,
You weren't reading.
oh, okay, sorry, my bad. That footy player thing, I get it. I was reading, and someone was like, "Get lost," and I was like, "How often do we say, oh fuck, get lost, bro,' or get lost?" And I was like, that must have come from hundreds of years ago. And I was like, that's probably the most brutal thing to say to someone, because you're saying get lost, which implies get lost, starve, and die. The most brutal way to die. But we say it to each other constantly.
Well, listen, now that is obviously very intense. I don't know whether necessarily saying get lost means get lost, starve, and die.
But isn't that get lost? You
Well,
want them
but
to be
you could-
lost.
well,
I think it's like lost out of your environment.
But I mean, you can be lost.
like get away from me.
But you could be lost and still survive and thrive even.
But that's a positive though.
But no
where-
one wants to be lost.
No.
No.
I think that being lost in any shape or form brings on with it, a level of anxiety that goes up depending on where you're lost. If you're lost in the desert,
Well,
anxiety's
then you
pretty
will
high.
die.
But
But
that's
if
what
you're
I'm
like
saying. Where the
Castaway-
saying would have started, where we first started saying get lost, I can only assume it was connected to people getting lost and dying
does,
together.
think it
what
was-
what is nick off? What's the etymology of nick off or rack off?
Well, Rackoff's a funny one.
Nincompoops.
Nincompoops.
Well,
do you think when they originally said get lost, it was like get lost out of our tribe, fuck off? Because they reckon that, how it's always implied that, humans are just so adventurous and we just explore everything.
Yeah.
They think that it's probably more likely that people were just like exiled from the tribe, so you had to fuck off, otherwise you'd be killed.
Fucking hell, that's crazy.
So
so
do you
you said
reckon
go-
that's getting lost?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, maybe. I pay that.
on your bike, cunt.
I'll pay that. And that was like that.
You're
It was such a alienating thing to be exiled. So get lost was almost the biggest insult you could give someone.
Go and explore the world.
I tell you what, go and watch a movie called Kentucky. It's fucking incredible. I think it's called Kentucky. This guy tries to remap the journey, and this is like before. What he does, I think he gets a boat that's built from like 1,000 years ago, and I'm pretty sure. Apologies if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he remaps the journey. Like he resails on a boat made from the same materials to prove whether I think people from the Polynesian islands actually came to America before fucking nearly anyone or something along those lines. You can you look up Kentucky? But what do you got there with get lost?
All right, so I've got a few here. So nick off, apparently, the Oxford Dictionary says the use of the noun nick in the sense of prison. So it's of Australian origin. So like nick means to depart, to go to jail. That's what this says. The other thing, be there or be square. I don't know if this is true. I haven't Googled it, but I'm under the impression it means because you're not around. Like square isn't round.
Ooh, that's good.
That's
That's like
cool.
Eminem, deadly, like good. That's a bar.
That's a bar, dude.
That's a bar, dude.
Dude, that's a bar.
That's a
that a
full
bar,
bar.
bra?
That's a bar, bra.
That's a Barbara.
But not cutting hair bar.
That's a Barbara.
That's a
Barbara.
Barbara.
Not a Barbara Streisand.
It's a Barbara.
A barber shop.
What's the other thing you needed?
It's a Streisand.
Kentucky, and just like write Kentucky synopsis, because it's crazy to think. And so basically, adventurers back in the day that were living in the Oceania area were just getting on rafts and just going fucking across.
Dude,
the,
but I've also seen like now. Okay, now this is going to be. There's a lot of caveats that need to come here because I'm not entirely sure whether I saw this on a documentary about Eddie Aikau.
and we know you lie.
Or literally
Eddie will
saw
go.
it in Moana. But the boats they made were actually pretty hectic as opposed to just like in a raft.
As in, like,
in terms
full-
of like the Pacific Islander nations, like when they were seafaring people, like their boats were actually pretty dope as opposed to like, we're sort of going off on a raft that we're trying to.
That'd be interesting.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Wow.
so sorry.
Holy fuck.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Is it because you're your dad?
Unfortunately, no, that wasn't.
Holy.
That wasn't
honestly.
date-related.
Wow.
But
I mean, you guys.
I apologize if I've just seen Moana and thought that, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on Eddie Our Cow.
Well, they were
They
seafaring
remake these
people,
fucking hectic
so
boat.
that wouldn't
I just
be
mean the
surprising.
quality of the boats, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so sorry.
Holy
pretty ordinary.
shit.
I'm so sorry.
I'm dressed here as a fucking cowboy.
Dude.
Committed to this podcast.
Dude.
And you don't give a fuck.
I do. I'm so sorry. But honestly, 300 shows, like I'm fucking, first time that's happened, Pretty good.
Yeah, but what they, like, I feel like we just don't have that kind of grit anymore to be able to, like, do what they did back in the day.
I certainly don't.
Fuck that.
I think Grit's left the building.
Grit has left the building.
Yeah, Grit's fucked off.
Well, Grit's left a few of us. I wouldn't be prepared to say Grit's left the building for all. Certainly the three of us, Gritless.
I think the majority.
Yeah. I think we're too comfortable now.
I think building a
Way
boat
too
to sail around the Pacific Islands, bruh, is like that sort of Grit's not really doing the
Well,
round.
Grit's sometimes born out of necessity as well.
Of course.
Like when
Of
this
course.
is kind of off topic, but when the whole Ukraine fucking Russia thing kicked off, and there was like photos coming out of like Chechnyan soldiers in the forest, just all sitting there getting ready to go and fucking back up Russia or whatever, and I was like, let's just say at some point in the future I was put in front of these gentlemen and we had to fight, I'd be dead before they even recognised who I like. That's
before they
grit.
even realise that's Hello Sport. Tom.
Before they even realise that, hey man, I come to punt and dribble. Like they're like tough.
I'm sure they listen to your podcast, though.
Well, they do. We're huge in Chechnya, but like that's like toughness. That's like grit out of necessity and life creating.
I still
toughness.
think that.
We've
But
got podcasting hands now.
Dude.
Yeah,
We talked
podcasting
about
hands.
it. Our
Soft
they are.
shit,
These hands are as soft as you might imagine. Probably
Useless.
softer.
We were training the other day and we were hanging off we were having to do like chin ups or just hang off the bar to stretch, and we both were like, our hands are blistered. We've done nothing.
Yeah. Podcasting hands.
Podcasting hands, and that's it
not
is
proud
what
of
it
it.
is.
It is what it
well, I'm not unproud of it. Do you know what I mean?
I like having soft hands.
Same. They're nice to touch.
Maddie, what do you got there?
Took a while to find, but so
Well, luckily, we spent a lot talking about Chechnyan soldiers, so I gave
So
you
first of all, the name Kentucky comes from like con consonant and tiki, derived from the native New Zealand Maori good luck charm. But as you were saying before, it's because a New Zealander, John Anderson, was alone and without much money that he devised a plan that he would like see Europe for free, but traveling in like a longer route.
No, that's not the one. It's a movie It's a movie called Kentucky.
So it's got any ties to Kentucky tours?
I
Which
don't
are like
think
bus
so.
trips
I think
around
it's
Europe?
called
Bus trips
Kentucky.
where you go and just like pound.
And it's from the Americas
lolly
to
drinks
like
and
Samoa and Tonga, I
root
think,
in
or
hostels.
the Oceania area.
Yeah, on bunk
Anyway,
beds.
we'll find it later.
Very different to Kentucky tours, which is fucking in bunk beds
Yep. But, maybe similar.
in hostels.
Now, boys.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That's great.
That's not my phone.
That's not your phone. I thought it was. Initially, I thought that was your
Yeah.
phone, but that's just a person with a power tool that we've asked numerous times not to happen, please.
They did promise 2 p.m. 2 p.m. They are 2 hours
It's
early.
now 12:07
Kentucky
p.m.
with a K. Okay, that's different.
It's 12:07.
Here we go. Con-Tiki.
Sack Matty.
Thor Heyerdahl embarks on a 4,300-mile voyage across the Pacific Ocean using a balsa wood raft to prove his theory on Polynesian ancestry. Crazy.
What was the last thing? He meets deadly.
Is this a documentary?
obstacles or
He
what?
meets deadly obstacles. It's a retelling of a guy that actually did it.
Right.
Hectic.
And it's a pretty incredible movie.
Hectic.
So they reckon that Polynesians actually did settle America almost before nearly anyone else.
Incredible.
Okay. Norwegian adventurer suspects that the South Sea Islands were originally colonized by South Americans. Sorry, South Americans colonized the islands, the other way around. So in 1947, despite his fear of water and inability to swim, decides to prove his theory. He and 5 companions set sail from Peru on a balsa wood raft built from an ancient design. Their only modern equipment is a radio, and they must navigate using stars, oceans, and currents. After 3 exhausting months at sea, they achieve their goal. So,
Jesus!
So they're like Aztec, that kind of area, apparently went to the islands, and you can actually see some similar like artwork and statues that are in Peru and that on the islands. All good, boys?
Other than feeling blatantly disrespected by your presence, yeah, I'm good.
Bro, I can't help that there's an officer Zoom party later.
Look, your presence is offensive, and the quicker you work that out, the quicker we'll all be mates.
Oh, fucking hell. Now, Origin has been named, boys.
Yeah, bruh.
Yep.
And it has dropped that Cookie has been moved to the bench at 14.
Yeah, bruh.
Appy has moved to the starting side.
Yeah, bruh.
Now, put aside Manly bias, do you agree or disagree with this call?
Agree.
Agree. I think our side's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
This side gets me hot and heavy, and it must wig you out.
Yeah, it'd definitely wig you
Surely.
out. He's lucky he's got those arseless chaps, so when he pisses himself, it just runs straight into his cowboy boots.
Matt Burton in the centres, yes please.
Yep. I feel bad for Katoni, but I get it.
Yeah, but has he got a Burton bomb?
No, he doesn't have a Burton bomb.
He's got a Narborough.
He's got a Narborough, I know, which he
Yeah,
didn't
but
use, but he
does
doesn't
he have a Burton bomb?
So Narborough, the Burton bomb outweighs the Narborough.
Well,
Yeah, the
we
Burton
gave
bomb.
the Narborough the opportunity in game one. Didn't happen. Burton bomb now, something we need because Nathan Cleary. Can I ask you this question actually? With Nathan Cleary and like the kick pressure from game one, everyone's like, "Fucking Queensland's tactics are pressuring Nathan Cleary with the king." I would assume, being a complete dead shit and not knowing anything with which I speak, that might be the tactic that every team would have against Nathan, right? So
Yeah.
what, they shouldn't be shocked that they pressured Nathan.
No, but they should be shocked at the. It's always the plan to do it, but getting blokes out there that are fatigued, under fatigued, willing to make that last effort. That's what Origin's all about,
So just
and that's
that
why
they
you don't get it.
Did it well,
That's why you're surprised.
but just that they did it well.
No, but they consistently did it. Whereas if you go watch a game, it'll be every third kick that he gets pressured, or they're fatigued, so they just jog over there. Origin is all about those little extra efforts that you can get away with. Like if you don't kick pressure, no fan notices it. It just kind of happens. Whereas like these are the 1%ers that the coach notices, where you clocked off because you thought your job was done. It was a fifth tackle.
Sure.
Whereas they were shocked at the relentlessness and how quickly. Like it wasn't. For example, how often do you see when a player hits a short line? Is he running as hard as he can? Probably 1 time out of 10 he's running as hard as he
Yeah,
can.
not
you know?
always. Yeah, wouldn't
Pretty
rarely.
much. Yeah, rarely. Very rarely do you see him hit that fucking line
As hard as he can.
As hard as he can.
Especially when like returning the footy.
Or even if they
can
don't get the ball. Like it's one where it's like he's a decoy, but
Yeah,
he's not running
exactly.
his cock off.
But he should be.
Yeah.
The 1%er is every line he runs should be fucking as hard as he can go to commit the defender, and that's just like kick pressure.
So then how as a team do you defend or protect your half against relentless Origin-style kick pressure?
Well, they can put blockers there, and they're illegal technically. But basically, what you do is you stand your front rowers next to. Let's say the dummy half is here. You stand your front rowers just there, because then the path of the marker
Has
he
to
has
go
to at
through.
least step left or right to get around him. Now you can't move. You're not allowed to move. But that's how you combat it, because it just gives you an extra second to get that kick away. Another way to do it is you put Burton, and this is what Freddie's going to do, I bet you any money. You put Burton on one side, Cleary on the other side. Now you have to make that choice of both of you, not only the front and the front and the back marker have to sprint to either side. But the danger on that is if both sprint, the hooker, if he identifies it, boom, gets out, goes.
Which is Appy.
Appy,
Which
who's,
could be Appy. Yes.
Well, no, he's a boot scooting baby.
He's a boot scooting baby.
Yeah.
Oh, he boot scoots.
No, he's a boot
Exactly.
scooting baby.
Yeah.
But so do you get that?
Do you understand that,
Do you
though?
understand what a boot scooting baby does?
I don't know if you do, though. Like, I mean, you don't seem like you do.
I love
Are you
this.
getting? I'm getting a certain feeling
There's a
from him.
blankness to his face when
Yeah.
I'm saying that Appy's a boot scooting baby.
And you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Blankness.
Which is good for us.
I love the song that has Boot Scooting Baby in it.
No,
So-
but Appy Coruscant
Yeah, but I love the song.
is a boot scooting baby.
Yeah.
He's going to drive Queensland crazy.
Are you
what was the rest of it? What's the radio? The West
obsession from a Western?
a session for a Western.
Something.
Dance
Dance
for
for-
days.
Dance for
Oh,
days.
Romeo, Romeo.
head to toe.
Get it down in line, get it in line. 5, 6, 7, 8. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, dude. That's Appy.
That's a Boot Scooting Baby.
Yeah,
a boot
that's
scooting
him.
baby.
Okay, and you don't think Harry Grant is like the king of boot scooting?
No. He's a surfer dude.
He's literally
He's
number
a
one
bit
boot scooter.
carefree
Yeah,
for
he's a
mine.
bit surfer, sandy hair.
He's a
like-
bit,
pounded
he's,
you
a
into
bit,
the
he's a bit wispy.
He
Yeah.
was boot scooting you all
No,
game
he wasn't
one.
boot scooting,
No,
mate.
I don't
he
think
couldn't
he was.
boot scoot to save his
Oh
life.
my
He
god!
wouldn't even know what it is.
He wouldn't fucking know what it is.
No,
You
he
could
doesn't know
see
it.
that
He's a
prick
bit.
couldn't boot
He's
scoot.
just a bit.
Yeah. Nah. He's a surfy dude. Surfy's own boot
I will
scoot.
take Harry Grant in a boot scooting contest any day
You
of
don't
the
even
week.
know what boot
You don't
scooting
even
is.
know. I know. And now he's an expert.
Now he's fucking taking him in
All
a
right,
boot
tell me what
scooting
boot scooting is.
We just sung
We
the
just
song.
did.
We just told you what it was.
Yeah, and I said
you
that
had no
Grant-
idea what it was. You
I
were
said
blank as
Grant will
fuck.
win that battle.
No, you don't even know what it is.
I know
Sorry.
exactly what it is.
What is it?
Boot scooting was invented in Queensland.
Ah, there we go. What a load of shit.
Where'd you get rugby league from?
Where did we get rugby league from?
Yeah.
and we
New South
dominate.
Wales.
We've won more origins. How crazy is that?
So you did, you invented rugby league and boot scoot.
We invented winning and winning well.
You didn't invent boot scooting, baby.
Who won last year?
Who's won more origins?
Who won last year?
Who has a?
let's get bogged down in the past.
You're in the past too.
We're talking about boot scooting here.
Talk about boot scooting.
Yeah.
And who invented it?
And
We did.
Harry Grant is the king of boot scooting
no,
right
he's
now.
not, dude.
He's the best ball runner hooker in the comp.
no,
You know this.
Dude, the
he's
song
not.
is about Appy, the boot scooting baby. And you're just storming in here trying to steal other
yeah.
people's material.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amy
wow.
Schumer,
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow, that hurt.
Holy
That hurt.
fuck.
Unbelievable.
No, you're a fucking thief.
Look, it's all right. We'll see after this. We'll see
Boot
after this
scooting,
series.
baby, happy carousel.
We'll see after this series who the real boot scooting baby is.
Yeah, it's a boot scoot off.
Yeah.
Jakey
very good.
Turbo at 10, love it.
Well, this was an admission from Freddie.
This is
you
an
can't
admission.
be married to your ideas, and you got to be prepared to know when you're wrong. And Freddie's gone, listen, you know what? I was wrong. Jake, clearly essential. I think I even heard him say he's like, you can never have too many Jakes, and that's actually
he did
that's
say
a
that.
great point.
He did say that.
Like ideally, I think in Freddie's mind, if we could have 1 to 17 Jakes,
I think that's what you
I think that's what you'd do.
Yeah, a team of Jakes. A team of Jakes.
I
is
think
what
you'd have a
pick.
team of Jakes.
But like, and you know, in Freddie we trust. I like that this seems like an acknowledgement from our leader putting his hand up saying, yeah, I got that one wrong. But Jake is New South Wales.
Oh, look.
Like
I
if
agree.
Ruben Cotter's Queensland, which is questionable because they only play one game, Jake is New South Wales. And I agree with Freddie. I'd love to see a
you
team
know
of
what?
Jakes.
Now you're stealing content. You're stealing Billy Slater's content.
What do you mean?
Because he said Cotter is Queensland.
Well, we're not stealing it.
You stole his
We're sa-
content.
I'm saying
Amy
if,
Schumer.
because I acknowledged it. I said,
Amy Schumer.
Well, now you're stealing our content. If
Stop
Ruben
stealing Billy's
Cotter-
content, bro.
I was acknowledging.
he
Freddie
Freddie
acknowledged
literally
it.
stole
I
our
acknowledged it,
setup.
but I acknowledged
Freddie looked at Queensland and said,
it. I
I'm
acknowledged
stealing
it.
your content.
No, he's
How
not.
are we stealing your content?
He
Jake's
put-
playing
he's-
in the front
he's
row. Ruben
starting
Cotter
Appy.
was a fucking 13.
Billy did
He's
not
starting
mention one
Appy.
thing about having a team of Rubens.
No.
Freddie said he wants a team of Jakes.
He started Appy just like we started Hunt to bring on the boot scooting baby, which is Harry Grant off the bench. Damien Cook is also a boot
Ben
scooting
Hunt's
baby.
a halfback, so we aren't fucking ripping off anything there. Ben Hunt is a halfback.
Did you see the big? It said Freddie said maybe they taught us a lesson. That was in quotes.
We got taught a lesson because we lost.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Win or learn.
what was wrong in the world is now right.
Okay.
Jake's in the side. Dear friend of ours, Angus Crichton, also in the side.
Yeah, really good mate of ours.
And you've
Angus.
got two Dubbo boys in the side, Dennett. Now, if that doesn't fucking worry you, then you don't get rugby league football. Because those two motherfuckers in there means big trouble
Yep.
for you boys, bruh.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
Huge trouble.
Matt Burton, I think, is going to be sensational.
Yeah.
He's just got the temperament for Origin, baby.
There's a bit about him.
Fuck yeah, there's a bit about him.
If anyone knows Origin temperament and what's required, it's Eddie. So I couldn't be more confident in that assessment of Matt Burton, and especially that he's got some big old bombs on him.
And the
Some
Burton
big old
bomb,
bombs.
impossible to catch, by the way. Just when he came off the field after another big win for the club, after all the shit they've gone through this year, he just keeps fucking turning up. And just the poise of the man when he came into the sheds and Freddie let him know, I'm like, oh, that Dubbo boy over there is ready for Origin. And it's written all over his face. I think he goes there and rips and fucking tears.
Also, Talakai of chose New South Wales over Tonga fame. Didn't he come out? I think I saw it on Clarkey where he was like, I don't know if he spoke directly to Freddie or he was like, I want Freddie to know I have Tongan heritage, but I'm New South Wales and Australian first. I was born here. This is what I'm about.
Yeah. Well,
Pick me, Freddie. Pick me.
Freddie said that after he got off the phone, he was convinced that he was the man for the job. So he must have given it a passionate, I'm New South Wales. Like, I
Give it to
respect
me.
I respect my heritage. I love Tonga, but I'm New South Wales first, which I can respect that. Now, what about the Nico Hines? 18th man again. Do you think you may have needed the hot boy in there at 14 too?
I think we needed boot scooting more than we needed heat, like hot heat. I
Yeah.
do like Nico, and I think he is a handsome gentleman generally, but I think his time will come. But at this stage, we needed boot scooting.
I think what proud double boy Matt Burton offers is that he can play in the halves as well. So you've already got cover there. You know what I mean? If one of the halves goes down, Burton can nip in, Talakai can go to the centres. Like, there's options. There's balance there.
Yeah.
Do you think they put Cook on the bench because he didn't play? This is from memory.
He didn't run the ball in the first
He
half.
didn't play very well in the first half, so it's like bring him on when the game's had a bit to go, and then he can just come in and do a bit of darting.
Mate, I honestly think, and I'm like not even joking, I honestly think they looked at Queensland and said, look what Harry Grant did off the bench. Like most people would say Harry Grant's probably the form hooker of the comp, and yet they still didn't even start him. And so when you look at Cook and Api Coruscant, I would still have Api Coruscant, Cook a bit ahead of him in like ability, been there, done it. But I just think that the explosiveness off the bench and ability to change the momentum of the game, that's why Cook has been put on the bench. Not because, you know, it is interesting that he's not an 80-minute hooker because he does actually have a lot to do with their momentum and the way they play. But I truly believe it's because they've looked at Harry Grant, the impact he had, even like Paddy Carrigan. Like you could argue, you know, Paddy Carrigan should start because he's such a good player. But, you know, I think one thing we're realising now with footy is like when you're on the bench, you're actually not lesser. No. It's actually game plan now. Whereas I feel like 10 years ago, if you're on the bench, you're just not as good as the starters, kind of. Whereas I feel like the game is so like by the minute, you know, bringing players on at specific times for specific things. I think starters and bench players are just as important as each other. Like look at Carrigan and Collins from last, you know, like I probably personally would have had Carrigan start 13 with Tino and Papali'i up front, but I can understand where they're coming from. It's like, why change a good thing? Like, look what he did last game.
You're not totally believing in Bill then, because like in Freddie We Trust, it sounds like you maybe have some reservations.
No, that was pre-selection.
You seem like you had some reservations about Billy's selections.
That was pre-selection.
You're like,
when the selection happened though,
me doing it.
No. That was pre-selection. When the
Billy know the way you feel? Because you're you're an assistant to the assistant. Like, is this some wild dancing going on in the coaching range?
No. I let him know.
See your eyes on the prize?
No.
Have you got eyes on the top job?
Mate, I might have eyes on the top job. That's
Does Cam
neither
know
here nor
about
there.
this? Have you told Cam Smith, friend of the show?
We're best mates. Of
Or
course
is he doing this on Cam's behalf?
Cam wants top job.
Cam wants top job.
He
Cam's
starts
like,
talking
I thought I was the greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I fucking told this kid everything he knows, and now he's come and taking the top gig off me. Like,
So, now
I
it's
think, like, you know, in his heart of hearts, I think Cam's pretty dirty.
Mate, I think Cam's too cruisy for that. He's too cruisy. He's just
look.
he's
I
just
see.
loving his life, playing golf.
I see a jealous man.
I see a jealous, competitive man, and I see already some cracks in the coaching.
Yeah, okay.
I'd be very worried if I was a Queenslander.
Yeah, wow.
Look, the way this is unfolding in front of my very eyes,
You let that slip, dude.
I now see what's going on.
You know what's
here.
crazy is this is a projection of how it would happen in New South Wales camps. Doesn't happen in Queensland
No, it
camps.
just seems like
You're
what we are doing is law and order.
You're projecting- You're projecting your New South
What
Welshness
did you just say?
onto us.
No, I don't think so.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
In Freddie we trust, and
Yeah.
in Freddie everyone
we
trusts.
trust Freddie.
Because there's no
You
loyalty
don't
there.
trust Billy.
There's no loyalty.
You're like, if I was Billy,
Cam
I do
getting
it
you to
different.
White Ant Billy, and you're talking to us about
but
loyalty.
you think
you're
that would
a
happen?
mouthpiece to
'Cause
Cam
that's-
Smith right now.
That's something that would happen in the New South Wales
thought
camp.
we'd be- I
That's
thought
why you
we'd
think
be-
that would happen.
At least, you know, like asked before this show became sullied with Cam Smith, fucking White Ant and Billy Slater, the great Billy Slater.
Yeah, look, it's okay. Projection is a very normal thing. It's
Sure.
a very normal thing.
Okay,
It's a
you
normal-
keep White Anting it great.
White Anting it great.
So before the selection, I was like, I would have had Carrigan there, but when Billy made it, I was like, oh, that makes sense because you're one of the greats. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
This sounds like backtracking.
No, not at all. No backtracking.
But let's, like, all honesty, if you run an eye over that New South Wales side, do you prefer it?
It's interesting. Jake starting is an interesting one for me. I maybe would have had Junior Bolo starting, but I can understand if you start Jake Trbojevic because he gets through that
Snapping
shit
cunts.
work
He's just
at the start.
he's just snapping cunts. Like, that's what he's there for.
Just the shit stuff.
Just all the tough stuff through the middle. Jake can handle that. I think Cam Murray starting helps heaps. Like when you look at your two edge back rowers, that's a fast edge, like really fast. So I think what Brad has done is he's gone Fittler's done is basically gone, I want to speed the player ball up even more. Because like they did talk quite a lot about the fact that they thought that Queensland won the ruck and
Well, was it one
testing limits.
cheated the ruck? Fuck it.
Now, I don't know. I know they won the ruck, but I don't think it was slowed down in any substantive amount. Like I actually think that it was one of the fastest games I've ever watched. But it seems like Freddie wants to go a step
He wants to go
faster.
He wants to go quicker.
Yeah.
Mark speed, is it? Or is it warp speed?
Well, I think warp speed is real quick.
Yeah. Is this warp? 'Cause obviously-
Mach is like speed of sound. So speed of sound Mach 1 is speed of sound 1.
So
Mach
this
2
is-
is speed of sound 2.
Okay. So this is warp speed.
Etc. Warp speed. I don't even know what warp speed is. That's like Star Trek shit.
And what Freddie wants to go Star Trek.
It seems that way.
Okay, warp speed.
It certainly seems that way.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
From an outsider looking in, just as a bloke who doesn't know a heap about warp speed but knows something, seems like he wants to go
Doesn't
warp.
know nothing about warp speed.
Do you reckon that's what he says before they go out? Boys, let's break the speed barrier, sound barrier.
Well, I think last game might have broken the sound barrier, and he was like, "That's not quick enough."
Wow.
Oh, I think we were Mach 5 last game. He's like, nah, not enough.
No, we need to take this in warp
Let's-
speed.
Lift it up a gear.
Yeah, okay.
I, Denon, think the side's fucking great. I think Jake's going to get through that really dirty, grubby stuff at the start. Won't miss a tackle. Probably make 60 of them and just go all day. And I think New South Wales get a big W. I think we win by 13 points or more. I'm very confident on it. Prepared to
Holy.
have a wager if you'd like.
Yeah.
I do think as well, like, you know, obviously I'm prepared to admit when copying does take place.
Content stealing.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Freddie's a content
The
stealer.
thing that I think Freddie identified that Queensland had that New South Wales didn't in game one was there was a distinct lack of Manly representation in the New South Wales side. Queensland had Daly, and Daly was my man of the match. New South Wales didn't, and Freddie was like, listen, we're going to just spin it as like we're just going to get Jake in to come and make 60 tackles. We already know that Jake does that anyway. But
And
he
it also won't,
plays for Manly.
It also doesn't hurt getting a bloke who knows the Manly way, who also plays with all the Panthers players now. You know, like a bloke that was reared
On the Manly way.
on the Manly way, like instructed
Yeah.
on the Manly way.
Like grew up on a diet of the Manly way.
Yeah, that's Appy, the bird scooting baby.
But like, why so many Penrith players picked then?
But I'm saying he was it assists the whole
Penrith
narrative.
way.
No. He was reared on the Manly way,
Okay.
but now he plays at Penrith, so he has all the combinations. And as you'll know, it's all about combinations in Origin football.
Okay.
Here's a stat for you, which is going to be on about even number one banking show in the world today. A team that has four or more of the spine of the same team in it. So this game for Penrith win 80% of their games. 85% of the games.
Well, it's interesting. Look, you have to look to the stats and find, like, you're trying to find any little thing you can to make yourself feel better. But when it comes to the intangible stuff, when it comes to Origin, that's what we bring. You can't measure that shit. You know how you measure it?
You know what else we're bringing in, which is an interesting thing, which I respect. This was a New South Wales government initiative, but Freddie obviously co-signed it.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
co-signed it. We were consulted.
Yeah.
So what we'll have on the sideline is, you know, at the races when like a horse dies and they've got to get that big sort of plastic thing. There's going to be one of them set up, and any New South Wales player that falls for a Munster dummy just gets subbed off and shot.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
So if you buy
Yeah. Why?
a
What Munster's selling?
a Munster dummy to no one,
Yeah, it's got to be a dummy to no one. If it's a dummy to someone, that's all right.
if you buy one of his dummies to no one, you'll be shot.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to wield the axe, baby. Sometimes you got to come down heavy-handed because I'm sick to fucking death of it, and so's the state. If you buy another dummy to no one, you'll be shot. It's as simple as that.
Just again, Eddie,
it's as
'cause I
simple
think
as
you
that.
just show the people at home what a dummy to no one looks like.
You know those ones?
The Munster dummy to no one. That's what it looks like.
That's what they look like.
He doesn't
goes
even
like that.
dummy in the direction of where a person
The
would be
ball
standing.
goes up here. He's like throwing it to the fucking moon, and they're like, "Oh, bought it."
Yeah, so there you will be shot.
Now I'm stuck with this dummy.
Yeah.
So you'll be
nothing.
shot now. Know that because enough's enough. He's won Origin series, throwing that dummy to no one, and he got to draw a line in the fucking sand.
Holy shit. You're going to shoot your own players?
Yeah, it's got to that
Well,
point.
there's a bit
Well,
of
we're
turmoil.
threatening to.
There's turmoil in the camp. Turmoil in the
We
camp.
got a rule with an
This is
iron
just-
fist,
yeah,
mate.
it's just honest bloody
No
New
loyalty.
South Wales coaching.
No loyalty. Cookie goes and makes 54 tackles, doesn't miss any,
Mate,
gets dropped.
you
He's
know,
not dropped.
you know as well as anyone that the New South Wales players, unfortunately, have a tendency to buy the Munster dummy to no one.
It is
Now,
true.
that's a fact.
Yeah, it's like a
That's
red
a
rag
fact.
for a bull. They
That's-
can't help themselves.
They're
ca-
shopaholics.
They can't help themselves. Sometimes the threat of violence, and in this case, death, is potentially all that we can call upon to fucking negate this dummy to no one issue that's plagued the state.
It really
It's
has
like a
played.
disease.
I mean, even DC got used with one.
This dummy to nowhere,
Dummy to
dude.
nowhere,
If someone
listen.
buys one on Sunday, I'm gonna pop a top. Seriously, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh, could you imagine if the match winner was Munster? Fucking.
Dummy to no one. I'll melt. Well, you can watch us melt if it happens, which it won't happen.
Oh yeah, we HSB.
Yep,
Leave it
live
forward to you.
stream, New South Wales v Queensland, State of Origin, guys. Sunday, myself, Edward, Kempy, New South Wales, winning.
So yeah, on Hello Sport
Dummy to no
YouTube.
ones. Hello Sport YouTube.
Hello Sport YouTube will be doing a companion with the Origin.
Fuck yeah.
So come
That's it.
join us.
Join
Come
us
join
at
us.
like, what's the times a game, mate?
8.
So join us at like 7:55,
55.
7:55, something like that.
Around then. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll let you know.
And watch one of our hearts break.
All right.
Because one of our hearts is guaranteed to
Yeah,
break.
guaranteed break.
Because there's extra time now. So one of them
Yeah,
breaks.
guaranteed break on top of like there's 2 of you, so it's more annoying for me.
Yeah.
But you guys lose the series if you lose.
But
Yeah, we
won't.
do. So that'll be serious heartbreak.
Yeah, that'll be big time
You
heartbreak.
know that Ralph off The Simpsons where like this is the exact moment he's heartbroken.
But look at our side. We're going to pump you. Anyway.
Look, you do. What do you got there, Matty?
Games at 7:50 as opposed to the Wednesday 8:10.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be on at about 7:45.
You know what? I'm just going to throw out there and let us know in the comments section if you guys agree with this. Just quietly, I would love a Sunday Arvo Origin. Just quietly.
4 p.m.
Around 4
Barbecue
p.m.
territory.
Yeah.
Barbecue territory.
Barbecue territory.
Also, the territory of you can bang a few and still wake up okay the next morning because you're in bed by 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Just quietly, 4 p.m. Origin. What are your thoughts, boys?
I think 4, and can I just clarify it, Dan?
Yeah, sure.
I'm talking about a 4 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
The ball, the steeding in the air.
Yes.
At 4 p.m. 2 seconds. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. None of this fucking 4:15 getaway shit. No. 4 p.m. on the nose, baby.
Yep.
I don't know. Look, this obsession with primetime slots, I'm like, give a fuck. Sometimes it's about what the people want.
Yes.
And the people want afternoon rugby league. They always have, and they always will.
But like you even think about
Honestly.
you think about Magic Round, it's like that isn't necessarily something that before it's done is necessarily thought of as a good idea. Or like, oh, it's not going to be, we lose out on having these games at other grounds and fans' opportunities to go to things. It's like, if you had Origin on a Sunday at 4 p.m., the like atmosphere it would create around like people having Origin barbecues and getting together and like just even like people's Origin content that they like the coverage that it would get from such a larger sort of group of people.
Because, mate, 8 o'clock now, the game finishes at 10. People wig out. They're like, I got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
Allow me to do a bit of Origin tailgating.
it turns from a tailgate it turns from a potential tailgate atmosphere where people are ripping, tearing, the Weber's getting worked into the earth. Your uncle's over who's a turncoat, you're spraying him, you're throwing the seat around, everyone's enjoying themselves. It turns from that into pizza on the couch.
Socks on, it's
socks
cold.
on, it's cold,
Kids in
heater
bed.
running, kids in
Yeah.
bed. Like
Yep.
it changes the dynamic. Now the AFL, who we don't talk a lot about on this show, but they went
think we talk a lot
they
about
went to some nighttime games for the grand finals recently. They've gone back to the fucking afternoon slot because it's what the
best.
people want.
And also, if you do it in the afternoon and you do decide, I'm going to have Monday off, you can actually go out and enjoy yourself after the game if it's in the afternoon. Whereas when it's at like finishing at 10:30, 11, you don't get into the fucking city till 1.
It's unrealistic.
Yes.
It's unrealistic. I would be moving the NRL grand final back to 4 p.m. and I'll be moving the Origin Sunday game if it remains
It's
back
not
to
this
4
is the
p.m.
last year of the Sundays.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be last year.
No, this year is the last year of the Sunday. It's back to Wednesdays. All Wednesdays next year.
So that means that the rep round would just be a standalone weekend.
Interesting.
You would think.
Oh, I do say like midweek. Could you imagine how good it would be like Origin on a Saturday night or something?
There is, I will say this.
I think it's better on a Sunday than a Saturday.
I honestly do think this. I think that Origin feels like home on Wednesday. There's
Yeah.
something about Origin on Wednesday.
I think
It's just-
the reason they wouldn't do a Saturday night is because then you lose the people who are watching it because there's fuck all else.
you
on,
lose
right?
the fair weather
for sure.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking more of like, imagine the celebrations and that,
Yeah.
on the Saturday. Because I do get a lot of people, they comment, they're like, fucking wish it wasn't midweek because I can't have get on the beers and all that kind of stuff. But I agree with you. Like Wednesday, it is this like unique. It would feel a bit weird. Like let's say next year we said Origins, everyone's on Sunday. It wouldn't feel as like homey or traditional.
When they had them in November, what day were they on?
It was Wednesday, Wednesday as well.
Are you sure?
I'm not 100%.
No, it was 3 weeks in a row.
Well, yeah, it was literally.
3
I
weeks
think
in
it
a
was 3.
row?
I was pretty sure it was 3
Yeah,
weeks.
it was Wednesday 4th November, Wednesday 11th November, Wednesday 18th November.
Holy shit! I don't remember that at all. Being 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And it was funny because I'd always thought that doing them 3 weeks in a row would be sick, and it wasn't as cool. You want the
shit.
build up.
Yeah.
You want the build up in between
Do you
games.
reckon that's because you lost or?
No, it was the
That was
vibe.
mean.
Oh.
Because we literally went into that game thinking like knowing that we'd win, and we didn't.
Yeah, that was mean, Darren.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking the question.
That was mean.
It's what I'm here for.
Now your side, don't see much talent in it, to be honest.
Really?
No.
Not many household names.
Selwyn, Cowboy,
Ponga.
Valentine Holmes, Dan Gagai.
Why didn't you say
Taulagi.
Ponga first off? Don't you rate him?
Well, I'm unsure as
You
to
just
Ponga.
started it.
I'm unsure Ponga will play. I think honestly unsure because like he was bashed around on the weekend, got hit late in the back.
So you don't
Looked like he was crook as well all game. I think his shoulder looked a bit banged up. I hope he does play because he was good in game one.
So how would that work? Would that be Valentine back to one? And
Interesting. Reece
Walsh.
Walsh.
Has been
Reece.
a lot-
Oh,
he's been
there.
hanging around there at camp.
It's hot, so hot.
So hot. Got a big caboose on him. He could do something at the back with an ass like that.
Well, you need a big ass at the back. Tedesco's got a huge ass.
That's where the power is.
Dude, you need a big ass at fullback. It's just I've always
Billy's
said it.
ass was, I mean, it had
You know
a bit
what,
about it. In his prime.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah,
Billy
he's
not
fine.
as good as the modern day fullback, so he didn't have an ass that could stand up to the rigors of 2022 rugby league.
That's why he's not playing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He retired because of ass-based problems.
Well, they just said you don't have the strong enough glutes to
Well,
keep
they
playing.
just said, listen, Billy, you
Receding ass
don't have the
syndrome.
bum for it, mate. It's time to pack it up.
He's suffering from receding ass.
Receding ass syndrome. RAS. And I don't think it was curable. He probably, before RAS, he was looking at a few. He could still be playing now.
Yeah?
No, look,
But once it gets into the ass muscles, there's nothing you can do.
look,
You look at his ass now, it's like flat.
Well, he's actually getting bum plants.
Yeah, and he's having to put extra holes in his belt just to keep his pants up because it doesn't catch on it.
You know who does have a strong glutes is this gentleman right here. Matty, have you been cutting to this during the show?
Oh, cool. He's got his own camera? You fucking pigs.
Yeah. That his glutes, powerful. It's arguably most powerful in the comp.
No, not the most powerful.
He's explosive.
Hey, look, he doesn't lack explosion.
Because like he gassed probably 4 of your players, I think.
I don't want to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What I will say is this, and this has nothing to do with any game. Thankfully, as I said, I was intoxicated responsibly on Friday, and I don't remember a lot of what he did. But his move to the centres, he's now probably the best centre in the game.
He's up there. He's right up there. Pulling
He'd be in
big
the
plays.
conversation, right?
Yeah, pulling big plays off. That's like, you look at his stats, they're solid, but he just pulls the big plays off.
Yeah.
Like every time you need to do something, defensively, attacking wise, he nails it. Move to centres is great. We've got Tommy Dearden in there. He's a battler. We've got Jai Arrow back in there. He's a battler. Harry Grant off the bench. I mean, she's
Is
looking
Jai
good.
doing any Zumba classes in this camp? Do we know? He's over
No,
in
we
Perth.
banned him. We've banned him from the Zumba.
He's been
classes.
banned from
Has he
Zumba?
been banned?
We want him pent up. Want to pent him up. Release him.
Yeah, okay.
Get the mongrel
let
out.
him release on the field.
Release on the field. Just let it all out on the field.
It's probably a good call.
It's
Probably a good call.
Well, Billy, that seems like smart coaching. For
Billy's a responsible
Billy's
player.
a straight shooter.
Yeah.
He shoots straight and
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
And so we say, Jai, no Zumba this week, mate. Zumba as much as you want after we get the win and we win the series. But yeah, look, Jai is in for a big one. So look, honestly, we're going to have a score prediction, boys. What do we reckon?
24-12. Oh, no. Sorry. I'm going to say 26-12 New South Wales.
26-12 New South Wales.
20-4.
Wow. New South Wales?
Yeah.
18-12 Queensland. 18-12 Queensland.
No. No way.
Now-
Absolutely not.
Now, what were your thoughts on the Radley selection? I think it's a morale selection, a throwback, if you will. Maybe Freddie's just said, I just want a old school throwback, just ripping in, getting the boys up and about. What do you guys reckon about the Radley selection?
He's just put a bit of cunt into the squad.
This is a cunt-based selection.
So you've been selected because you're a cunt.
Not
No,
because you're a cunt.
you've got
Oh.
cunt in you.
You've got,
Oh.
he brings cunt.
as a mongrel could be another word used.
Mongrel, but the good C-bomb.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's positive.
Yeah.
No, it's positive.
Yeah.
But it was a cunt-based selection, no doubt. No shape or form. That's what it was. But I can understand people initially going, what? He hasn't played for a month.
Yeah,
but then when someone goes, no, it's a cunt-based selection, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, but I feel like, energy-based selections.
No, cunt-based selection.
Yeah, but that has to do with energy, doesn't it?
same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's in the same ballpark.
Because like Clint Gustin's got energy,
That's what I mean. He's an energy,
but he's
energy
not a
selection.
cunt-based selection.
But he's an energy selection because Gutho's also good in camp.
Gutho's energy.
But that's why surprising Adokar isn't there because he brings the most energy out of the lot.
Look, Tom and I were speaking today on About Even, check it out, that we fully expect or hope, I think is probably the most accurate word, that they go aerial to Tupou because I want them to at least use the exploits of a man who's 6'8", maybe 6'9", possibly 7 foot, getting up about in the air. Because if they're not going to do that, then I just feel like leaving an Adokar at home, cooling his jets, is not the wisest decision given the energy and the larrikin he can bring to a squad.
And the out and out pace.
That's my feeling. Yeah. So on the back of that, I hope they go aerial, and I hope that they go aerial often.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. It's really because like some selections they do like match up. Gutho, Radley, all energy-based selections. But then you're like, well, then wouldn't you bring Fox in? But it's interesting. Now, Tino's tough task. Now that Cotter is gone, do you think Tino is up for the? Seriously, do you think Tino's up for the battle?
Tino's a weapon, dude. I love Tino.
I wouldn't be doubting Tino.
But I don't think. And again, like, I don't know this with any certainty, but I feel like there almost seems to be like only one Ruben Cotter. Like the way he played in that game was fucking hectic, and he just went and went and went. I don't know if Tino's got Ruben energy. Maybe he does. He's still good, but I actually think you lose quite a bit not having Cotter there. And whilst you don't lose Tino in that position, Tino's fucking awesome and should be in the side, but like not having Cotter is quite a loss.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think not from the fitness side and the energy that Tino brings. I think he brings equal energy to Cotter. But I do think that in defence, laterally, we lose a little bit with Cotter being out. But on the flip side of that is I do believe Tino's a better ball runner than Cotter. So the concern is if New South Wales up the speed of the play the ball so much, because there was even reports that Freddie had like an interview or a sit down with the refs or whatever to specifically. It seems like they've identified the ruck speed as something that they.
I tell you what I think it was. Do you remember it in Inglourious Bastards when Fassbender and that guy at the end of the thing, and they're just both sitting there under the table with guns pointed at each other? I think that's how Freddie was doing that interview, but Klein didn't have a gun.
Yes, okay, and Klein was like,
Klein's just like,
so
what's going
sort
on?
of like that movie, but not.
Well, just one less gun. But Freddie's basically just going, I've got a gun pointed at your crotch, and this is how it's going to go.
Exactly.
That's good. That's a great scene.
It's good.
It was like 15 minutes of German.
You know what is a good scene?
And then at the end, Fassbender breaks character and he goes, "Well, I guess I'll go out speaking the
Kings.
King at the time."
Yeah, it was. You're right. Good point.
Great movie. Opening. Is it the opening scene where they're hiding the people? And
yes.
That's crazy.
Crazy
that scene. Holy heckers!
Ask for some milk.
Yep.
Christoph Waltz.
Yep. Won him an Oscar, that one.
One of the all-time performances, that one. So yeah, Tino's going to be interesting. Look, if he has a big one and he has impact in attack, it could work in our favour. But look, Cotter is just such an important part of the puzzle when it comes to the Queensland that he will be missed. Obviously, we've spoken about Trbojevic, Fittler's old habits. Last time we went to New South Wales went to Perth, he replaced Latrell Morris with Turbo and Whiten. Do you think that this habit of just going, we didn't play well, drop a bunch of blokes, bring them in, is going to work again?
Well, yes, because I've got New South Wales winning 13 plus. And I think it's not so much like an old habit so much as I think it's literally him recognising that he might have got some things wrong, overthought a couple of things, and he's just bringing in blokes that he now believes can get the job done.
I do love that when...
But he's also leaving, like he's left it, like AC and Jake Trbojevic, they come back in, they fucking know the squad. They know what it takes to win Shields. They get it. They've been in the system before. This isn't like a Hail Mary throwing in these randoms that no one knows how they're going to go.
And Freddie kind of said that.
Burton he's a debutant, obviously, but the other guys, they fucking know the job.
It almost felt like he was overthinking it too much in the game, in the first one. He's like, you know what? I didn't need to
Felt a bit like that.
I didn't need to overthink it.
Well, I think initially I thought when everything was selected, I was like, no, I can understand where he's coming from. But when he pulled Murray and Polo off to start RCG and Martin.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, maybe he's overthinking this a little bit, like naming players and then
And
pulling them on.
It just got a bit
even
like.
Crichton on the
too much
bench
going
in
on.
game one, it's like this is
Yeah.
this is too much, bruh. This is
And
too
it
less.
It was a bit. You do less.
Yeah.
Do less.
And that's why, like, you look at the Queensland setup, it was a quite traditional setup. It was like,
Fucking yeah.
you know, it was
Very.
a hooker on the bench that can play half if he has to, with some big forwards. And we had
And the
two.
Queensland spirit at 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need to have the Queensland spirit at 13. That's like
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
first man pick, Queensland spirit.
Speaking of Origin greats, Phil Gould's come out with one of the all-time tweets. And one of the questions we all ponder, Phil Gould has said, who came up with the idea of putting a steak or schnitzel on top of your chips and veggies? Makes all the chips soggy. Why do they do this? Did we request this? Did I miss a meeting? Thoughts on the great? He's pondering.
Look, I understand where Phil's coming from. I understand that this is a concerned and confused man who's taken to Twitter to share his thoughts. I think that this legitimately is more of a plate-sized issue.
Yes.
I don't think in a perfect world they're putting it on top of the chips. I
Okay.
think they're going, there's no fucking room on this plate. And that's just the way it goes.
Yep. And if you put it underneath, it's going to fucking take everything off to get to your steak.
Well, you got to be digging through it, but also
What's
it's
the,
like,
what is the when you order it, you get a steak and you get a schnitzel and.
I tell you what, you go.
So
to
I
the-
think people want to fucking see it there. They don't want to see it covered in chips.
No.
Now, if you have a big fucking plate, then they'll put them separately.
Yep.
I think it's a plate size issue.
and also a serving size issue because you might have a bigger plate and shitload of chips, but certainly, I mean, I don't want to say Gus is being ungrateful for a serving size. It may be the plate, but it could also be the
like,
serving
you know,
size.
schnitzels can get pretty fucking big, dude.
By the read
they
of this, though, and what concerns me is that there's no mention of the fact that gravy's essential in any of this. He just hasn't even addressed it.
I'd also say this. If you get a chip that's well cooked, I don't think it makes him soggy. I think he's talking out his ass here.
Wow.
Well, I don't think a schnitzel's ever making a chip soggy.
No, never.
A steak might, but a schnitzel
I think
is
it makes
not
it
making
soggy
chips
because of the
soggy.
stuff that's put on it.
Well, no, if you put like, if it's a palmy, then that will potentially sog a chip because of the sauce. But if it's just a well-cooked
if
schnitzel
it's a chip just minding its own business,
with a schnitzel on top of it,
good to go. And also, I would say that if I'm covering my schnitzel and my chips underneath, I'm prepared for a little bit of sogginess because they're drenched head to toe in gravy.
coming to
and
the
I'm playing
party.
on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
did that
pro-sog.
on purpose.
yeah, that's why I'm here.
And then you can have some chips that sort of eke out, and then you have another gravy that you dip in. So you dip in the freshies, and then you're cutting up the schnitzel
With the
the
sog.
chips, and it's soggy, but it's all it's a dream, baby. They're all dancing together.
I tell you what, you can respect. Gus Gould still goes to pubs because at the ritzy restaurants, you get your steak by itself.
Yeah.
You know, so it
you
proves that
gotta
he's still one
order
of the people.
sides.
You got exactly. It's just when you order steak, it's not steak and chips or whatever. It's no, you got to pay $30 for a little bowl of chips
Gus, one of the great
you pay.
follows on
And you
Twitter,
pay.
and Gus.
and they're normal chips. They're not even any better. You expect them to be, oh, these chips are going to be crazy? No, they're
not.
literally French fries.
You get way better chips at
At a
pubs
pub.
than at
In
a
fact,
ritzy joint.
I am convinced you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's their bread and butter. It's what they do.
It
day
is
in,
their
day
bread and
out.
butter.
I love
You know
that
what I
Gus
mean?
turns to Twitter though for the big questions. That's what it's all about.
Look, he's one of the all-time personalities.
He's a great tweeter. If you don't follow Gus, you should.
But look, if I'm Gus, I'm leaning into the sog.
Yeah, lean into it, Gus.
I covered him in head to toe in
And
gravy.
if there is a meeting, I want to be invited to that meeting discussing steak, snitties.
Well, we are at the meeting. That's something that
Okay.
we chair that meeting
Oh,
every
well.
year.
So I never got
I'm
an
head of
invite.
gravy
Head of gravy?
at the NRL.
Is that your title, head of gravy?
Yeah.
And then you've got Buzz beside you, head of mayo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And guess
But
what?
He doesn't get much of a say. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But much like fucking head of aioli, no one even knows his name.
No.
It's like, fuck off, bro. You're a loser.
Last week we discussed dumb things that we used to think.
We did.
So we've pulled out some of the dumb things that people used to think, and we thought we'd read them on this show.
Love it.
Like it.
Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to Bloke in a Bar, subscribe. Go to Hello Sport, subscribe. It's a great spot, and we're getting bigger. We're at like 31,000 or something like that.
Boom.
So keep subscribing, baby.
We're almost at 10. We're almost at 10.
Almost at 10.
Fucking close.
Go to
Betty's dick.
YouTube. Head to YouTube. Subscribe to the platforms. Now, here's the stupid things that we used to believe. This one was from Big Hole. The one stupid thing I believed as a kid, which I think we can all relate to, is having the car light on while driving is illegal. Shaking my head. Why did our parents just lie to us like that?
Yeah, that one.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
They used to-
What was that?
Dude, I
That's
thought it was
bullshit.
illegal until I read that.
I used to wig out like when I was 23, 24 years old, still thinking it was illegal.
Dude, I thought it was illegal until I read that guy's
Why
comment.
is it? Why is that a saying? Why is it a thing?
How did that become a thing?
No idea.
Because whenever my parents used to say, don't turn on, it's illegal, I would be like, so what, you're not allowed to find stuff inside your car? Like, what if you're in the back trying to find shit?
What the fuck's going on?
You know?
Do you know anyone that drives around with it on?
That's psycho stuff, though. Psycho killer stuff.
Yeah.
If you got a light on driving around and you do that normally, you're a psycho.
No, you are a weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's one of the nice parts about driving at night is just being in the blacked out car.
And there's the mood lighting.
The mood lighting from the radio or the whatever's, the
Yeah,
foot.
the Beamer that you drive.
Hey, stay away from me, bro. I have great lighting in there.
Because us plebs, I don't have no fucking lighting anywhere.
Cuz,
My radio doesn't even
hey,
work.
cousin, what's bloke in a bar valued at again? Just can we have
Have you seen my car?
What's bloke in a bar?
That's what you can say. That's how much
valued
it's
at
voted.
again? Let me just have a quick look at that. Can we
Now-
just wait, Matty,
Not driving a Beamer.
Matty.
Not driving a Beamer. No lights in my car, mate. Just an old Battler from Mudgee.
No, Battler. Worth about 40 million. Just an old Battler we got on our hands here.
When I was probably 5 to 6 years old, I was on a trip with my family and asked where we were going. Dad told me that he didn't know, but the little green arrow indicator knew and was telling him where to drive. I then believed for a few years that the green arrows that told you where to go.
Jesus Christ.
That's bad. That's a bad one,
That's
dude.
abuse.
I tell you what I used to think. Now it's all coming back to me. You know when you're like driving down the highway and on the left they're like red indicators, and then on the other side they're right.
Say that again.
So like there's like sort of like posts that mark highways, and on the left hand side I'm pretty sure they'll be red reflectors, and the other side they're silver. But if you're coming back the other way, they're red and they're silver again. I used to think when I was quite young that someone would go along and change them when we were going home. They're on the other side of the road. Do you know what I mean?
Why
Yeah,
do
yeah.
they have them opposite?
Is it because of the way maybe that you're going? Like
It's
you're
just
supposed
like
to
if
be
you're
going that
driving
way?
down a highway, I'm pretty sure it's either on the left it's silver and the right's red, and vice versa.
Now,
know why.
this is Joseph Mercy. When I was 7, Joseph Murphy, I had a mate spin me a yarn that he had a pet lion which he kept in a drawer. Not only did I believe it, I also believed that every time I went over to his house, which was pretty often, the lion was at the vet. God. Good Lord. Jacob Bryan. I used to believe that air guitar was an actual type of guitar. This continued until my early teens.
Oh my God, dude. That's great.
When I was younger, my dad told me and my brothers he could turn the volume up on the radio in the car by opening and closing his hand in front of the radio. Turns out there was a button on the steering wheel that he had turned the volume up with other hand. I believed it until I was 19 when my dad told me.
Oh my God.
That is insane.
When I was younger, my dad told me I was a robot and plugged me into it, charged me when I go to sleep. I believed it for a year.
Oh my God.
The stupidest thing I ever heard was when I was faxed my brother's character witness to court. He literally thought it was our paper that had come out of the printer. It was our paper that had come out of the printer.
So he thinks that like it's not replicated on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, as in like you're
It's
sending
just like,
the paper.
Actually
Yeah.
gets sent
Yeah.
through.
I used to think that when I was little about the
Yeah.
fax.
It is natural to think that though, because it's like
Shout
exact
out to
same.
the fax.
The fax was cool, dude.
The fax was fucking innovative, bro.
Yeah, it was.
That would have been, imagine the first, we were too young for
Facsimile?
faxes to be like a big part of my day-to-day life.
Oh, it was a part of my old man. My old man used to
my
have
dad
faxes
faxed,
all the
but I
time.
mean like, if
I
you
never
were a
faxed.
businessman and fax came onto the scene, you'd go, this is fucking unbelievable.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Like that would have been
Like I used to have to mail shit to people.
like a, you
Just go,
would,
"Do-do-do-do."
an absolute jaw
What happened to
dropper.
beepers too? Remember beepers?
Pages.
Oh, pages. Sorry,
Same
apologies.
shit, though.
But we called them pages, right?
Yeah,
think it
I
was
think
the
you
same.
did call them pages.
Did everything.
But pages,
Yeah,
like
my old man had one.
getting told someone needs to call you. It's like DMs
I
or
don't think my
DMs.
parents ever had a pager or a beeper.
Dad has
Mine
had one
didn't.
when he's in the bushfire brigade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how does it work? So they just like, he gets a little beep beep and it's like, oh, I need to call such and
And there's
such.
like, and there's like a little thing. I'm pretty sure his would have like a message on it.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Like, would it come up with the number you had to call?
Oh, I think potentially, or like there was like a certain message you would get that you'd have to do certain shit. Like there's a fire go here or whatever.
Fucking hell, eh? I believed until I
It
was
was always charging the fucking thing. It was always running out of battery. That's my memory of it.
So
Going
like
off.
the battery was bigger than the charger, than the fucking pager. I believed until I was in my 20s that Sydney Aquarium was just a glass tunnel that showed what marine life was in the harbour. So whenever I heard my mate saying, I went to aquarium and it wasn't great, I just assumed they went on a quiet day when there were no fish around. Disclaimer, I never actually set foot in there until about 4 years ago. Now I get it.
Oh my God, dude. It's similar when a family friend of ours used to say to us when we were little, because when we would come up to Sydney, and she was always like, oh, when you come up, we'll go on an adventure and we'll drive under Sydney Harbour. And I used to be like, holy shit, dude, we're going to drive under the harbour. She's like, there's a tunnel that goes under the harbour. Similar to this gentleman, I thought I was driving under like glass fucking, and I was going to see all the craziness of the ocean. She then took us under the tunnel and she was like, how'd you think that was? And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
They missed a trick not making that see-through, making it glass.
you imagine?
Take one crack and it just terrified you.
It'd be
just
so
like-
scary
just
driving
use a
through, I
plastic.
reckon.
Just a strong plastic.
Strong
you reckon?
plastic, yeah.
Polymer.
A polymer, yeah. Because they sunk it. They didn't. It's not under the seabed. It's like sitting on the seafloor.
I understand that.
Yeah, so it's possible.
No, I understand they didn't.
Yeah, it's a polymer.
Yeah, just a strong, clear
Polymer.
perspex even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon they missed a trick?
Well, it'd be great if they could do it, but I wouldn't trust it. And it'd probably just be pitch black.
It would scare the shit out of everyone.
You could have
Light the
lights
cunt up.
outside. No, you'd
Imagine
light it
seeing
up.
like a
Light
big
the cunt
fucking-
up. Put a couple of floaties on there. We're fucking good to go.
Bloody the thing, mate.
Yeah. Hang some meat off the side of it. Get sharks to come and
100%.
Boys, I'm not going to lie. I legit Googled if Josh Schuster was legally blind.
We
A
get a
lot
lot
of you
of
did
that.
because it was like the first search thing.
It was
on
like the
Google.
number one.
When you put his name in, it was is Josh Schuster blind?
When I was in primary school, I
Yes.
threw my sandwich in the bin. My mum told me that a bird seen me throw it in the bin, and I believed it. I had a hatred for birds after that. Bloody snitches. Didn't find out for a few years after that it was my family friend that seen me do it. A bird told
Nice
us.
from mum.
Snitches,
Nice
yeah.
from mum.
Well done, Mum.
Mum told me that tablets were put in pools.
Yep. I've heard this one.
Put in pools that made your piss turn red so everyone would know. Believed that shit for years until I pissed in a public pool, and to say I was mind blown is an understatement.
So they went and pissed. This person went and pissed in a public pool with the
Test theory.
expectation they were going to get caught, and it was like, fuck,
No, I
let's
think it
test
was like
out.
desperate times call for desperate.
Yeah, so
measures.
you know what?
I
Fuck it.
don't know that. Like, I've had people say to me, like, with just a weird thing of like that they just piss in pools. Like, I will never piss in a pool. Whether it's-
You've never pissed.
No,
in a
I
pool?
would have like when I was little.
Yeah.
But like public pool, mates pool, whatever. Like, I've never just thought, oh fuck it, it's chlorinated, I'll piss in it. Whereas people, like a lot of people, just piss in pools.
Yeah,
Like
when I was
fucking-
younger I did, but not when I'm older.
Not an adult, right?
Nah. No.
But people do. It blows my mind. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You
But you can piss in the ocean.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the ocean's a different
Yeah,
beast.
Dude,
different beast.
ocean you piss in, and I
You
think
piss in the ocean all the time.
if it was bad
You
enough,
can literally go into the ocean to piss.
if it
No, it's like common.
That's what
It's,
you
it's
do.
acceptable.
That is what you do. But
It's
if
not a
you,
problem.
I think the ocean's even like.
Is it? What if
the
you're in a
situation calls
giant
for it,
resort
you could
pool?
shit in the ocean.
Aquaturd.
Have you ever backed one out in the ocean?
Yes.
Swear to
There
God.
you go.
Yeah.
So
Holy fuck, I've never done that.
Desperate times though. Not like I just can't bother to go to the
I never
toilet's
have.
right
I
there.
don't. I don't think I have.
I don't have that in me.
I don't
But
have
again,
remember
like
that.
I wouldn't be doing it at Bondi. All right, like you don't
Where'd
do
you
it.
do it?
On like
Bronte.
a holiday. Yeah, Bronte. No, I think it was like on like a coastal beach. You know, where there's like a small town.
So you
like
come
going
and
there.
shit in the Queensland or something like that. Shit
Yeah.
in Queensland beaches.
Listen, if it's Sunshine Coast, I never would because that's everyone
Lots
knows
of
that
people.
I'm the
Yeah,
official
okay.
ambassador of the Sunshine Coast
yeah.
outside of
A couple of people
Orange.
said they don't want you coming back.
Nah, most people.
Quite a lot of people actually
No,
were
no.
like, fuck, don't come back,
Most
Tom.
people are like, this guy is bloody, shining a light on the Sunshine Coast. It's the greatest fucking part of
Why? As
Queensland.
if no one
that's
knows
for sure.
about it.
Yeah. You
No one
introduced everyone to
respects
the sunny
Sunshine
coast.
as much as you should. It's all fucking Brisbane and Goldie. Sunshine Coast is
Sunny coast is a booming.
Sunny Coast.
booming.
Well, thanks to me.
When I was a kid, I thought that when they had ads with prices for accommodation and it said twin share, it meant twins could pay for one ticket and share it, and everyone else had to pay for a room each. That's
I like
great.
that.
And the last one, when I was young, I believed Eddie was Tom and Tom was Eddie.
There'd still be plenty of that.
Yeah, there'd still be a lot of that.
Now, NRL news reports Brooks has been dropped. Thoughts, boys?
I was, to be honest, most shocked that it's the first time in his career. No disrespect.
First time in his career?
Yeah.
Really? Mate, something's got to change at Tiger Town.
Yeah.
They're a fucking shambles at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel sorry for Brooks, but at the same time, it's like,
Mate, it's
You're the-
business,
you're the-
bro.
you're the main
why
player.
is he immune from
Yeah.
fucking
And he had a bad game.
poor performance, you know?
No, I agree. Again, I feel sorry because he gets so peppered, but at the end of the day, he is on the big contract.
Mate,
Unfortunately, that's it.
he just remind himself that Laurie Daly was dropped from Origin at one point or another.
Yeah,
Now, obviously,
absolutely.
this is an Origin. It's
But I'm saying one of the
Tigers,
great
but-
players, one of our greatest players of all time. For something to make him feel better.
I get it. It's very kind.
Yeah.
Also, massive congratulations to the great Benji Marshall. Spoiler alert for winning Celebrity Apprentice.
I can't believe you put this up on Instagram. Although I will say, you were like, fucking, you know, you had like the swipe across like Celebrity Apprentice.
But then I got shit for that.
Well, because the reality
really?
is that you're not going to share it about the other guy.
No, but you haven't
Are
thought
you
about
sure
it.
you got
You haven't thought about this because if he comes second, I still would have posted.
But you knew he was either coming first or second because he was in the final, wasn't he?
Yeah, but you don't know what the result is. Like if I say swipe for the result, you could have swiped and it could have been he came
Fair,
second.
Fair. But as soon as I saw it, I thought he won.
But that's not on me.
Well,
that's on
it's
you.
not on. Well, it is on you, but whatever. It's fine. Congrats to Benji though.
Congrats to Benji. I watched half an episode. And
I didn't watch it.
I was impressed by Benji. I really was.
I watched his pitch for his life story.
Yeah, that was cool. Is that a legit pitch or is that just part of the show?
I think it's a legit. Well, if it's not a legit pitch, it should.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's pretty.
it's in development now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That was
What
interesting.
An incredible, that was an incredible moment. Like
Yeah.
watching one of the greats of our game talk about how he doesn't even know his heritage. He doesn't even know, and he's one of. Think about the happiness that he has brought to millions of kids, and then he's been struggling with that this whole time. Doesn't even know his father, and to come out like that and say it, the guts. Imagine how nervous you'd be on
You know what
national
was good
TV.
as well, and this is, and I because I watched that whole video. That was
Yeah.
really good. And I was shocked as well, just about how like candid he was. But outside of that, I thought it was just nice to see someone with Tigers affiliation in a final. You know what I mean? That was nice.
Well, he gets finals.
Yeah, but it was just good to see.
He gets finals.
I
He
mean, the
gets it.
Tigers needed something. Now, obviously, he was doing it for South's Cares, which is unfortunate for
Do
the Tigers.
Tigers?
does
Do the Tigers chalk that up as a win?
I think so. Even though his
Like-
charity was a South charity.
Well, he's a finals
do they
appearance.
hang? Do they hang a still image of him winning the final?
I think
in
you
the
have
fucking
to.
pool room?
I think you have to. I think you count that as a finals appearance for the Tigers.
So you're
Or a
saying that
win?
Well, it's both, but
Like
it's a finals appearance and a grand final.
he's broken the drought.
Does
Is
that,
that what you're saying?
is that hung proudly next to the 2005 Premiership
I think
trophy?
I think it has to. I think it has to. That gets in the cabinet.
We'll use it or lose it, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
What the fuck's the point of the cabinet if you're not
Well,
going to celebrate your finals
it's
appearances?
tough times at the moment. You got to get
You
something
celebrate
going.
that.
Yeah, I can see that. So technically, they've broken the drought because
Yeah.
a Tiger has played finals
And won.
and won well, and inspired the nation.
And inspired everyone. So I think that's really
Congrats
good.
to the
multiple
Tigers,
nations.
mate. Things aren't all
Congrats.
bad.
Yeah,
It's
you know
not
what?
all bad. That's pretty good.
That's a fucking big win.
good. What do you mean? That's
How many other
unbelievable.
teams have won Celebrity Apprentice?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
great point.
massive congratulations to Tigers, even
Well
though
done,
unfortunately
Tigers.
it was South that he
Well,
donated
he
to.
donated money to South, but like, congratulations to the Tigers.
But yeah, look, all jokes aside, what an incredible moment for Benji. I thought it was amazing, and having the stand people there, him pitching it, like I'll watch that shit 1,000,000%. And how good was it when he was like, see this, and it's him just fucking
Ripping.
magic. When we talk about Hot Boy just ripping, that's it. And it was him just against the Sharks, dropping people off, stepping people. And then he's like tells his story. It was incredible. Absolutely loved it. Massive congratulations. Would you ever do Celebrity Apprentice?
Fuck no.
No.
I reckon you'd win.
Would you?
Nah.
You would.
No.
You would definitely.
No.
You
Yeah,
love
you
that
would.
shit.
Definitely wouldn't.
That's
You
your
would.
thing.
1,000,000%.
That's
wouldn't.
100%
Yeah,
your
that
thing because you'll
is.
be like, man, I started a beer company. Like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, I can do it. Let's get some fucking.
Yeah, you'd 100% do it, cunt.
Oh, there's
Like
100%.
merch from head to toe. Just
You
You
fucking-
are way more likely to do it than us.
No
way
chance.
more likely.
I bet my life I'm not way more
Well,
likely.
no, I'm like never going to do it, so you're definitely more likely.
I absolutely, in infinite possibilities, realms, different dimensions, would never do
I
it.
think you're thinking about it. Reach out, Channel 9. He's into it.
If they
Interested.
were like if they approached you and were like, mate, we want to come on it because you're like such a good businessman, stuff, I reckon you'd fucking do it.
No, I wouldn't because I don't think
And you'd
I'm
be
a
like
good
team
businessman.
leader and shit on the show.
It's
No.
going to be you and
You'd be
like,
like, follow
fucking
the
one of the
bird.
Wiggles,
Follow the
a
bird.
former Human Nature member.
You'd be trying to like rev them up and shit.
Yeah.
No way. I
Yeah,
reckon
you
I'd
would.
do it.
battle.
I reckon
You'd be
you-
good, dude.
You could
You'd
do
be
it as
really
a
good.
duo, I reckon.
No.
You'd be really good, I reckon. Like real like, I don't care, but everyone likes me. Oh, I'm Hello Sport. I just don't care about anything. That's what you'd be like.
Oh, nah, dude. You'd be better.
That didn't land.
Nah, you'd be better.
Oh, I tell you what, that's low. The good old didn't land. You may as well just fucking do it. Dun, 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 dun. I'll keep that in the bank because next time you come with something, just gonna fucking serve it back.
We should get a bow.
And also
we get buttons?
And it's 2 against 1 as well, so
No,
I don't have
it's not.
anyone to
It's
come
usually
on.
you two against me in fairness.
we
so
That was
fucking
a shitty shit. That was low, mate. That's lower than That's lower than you've ever gone before.
Good stuff.
Real low stuff here. Look, I get it. I'm dressed as a cowboy because
Bow, bow.
they broke your heart, but that's low. That's low brow. Low brow.
That's
Nah,
good
you
stuff.
would be good on.
So it's good to hear. Channel 9, Hello Sport are keen to do it.
No,
And they're also
we're-
keen on ruining jokes. Matter of fact, sit them in a crowd at a comedy festival and they
we're
can
with
call
Kaya,
out,
dude.
didn't land.
Nah.
I would say this though: if Channel 9, if the check's big enough, I'll do anything.
No, if the corporate dollar is there, but I think it's
Charity,
more for charity,
isn't
mate.
Okay, well then I'm out.
And it's for your profile. The good old, exposure,
No, it's good
exposure.
to- No,
Yeah.
thank you. No,
Okay, thank you.
No,
Now, so congratulations to Benji. Absolutely incredible. Interesting. Benji says that South need to lock up Cook, and Buzz says that South need to lock up Walker. But what's interesting is that because Buzz said that, they don't want another Reynolds situation to happen about Walker, but it was only a couple of weeks ago he was saying that they may have made the right decision by letting go Reynolds to the Broncos.
Yeah.
He's all over them.
no, he's all over the shop.
It's just like says one thing, says another constantly.
Oh no.
All good.
What's he gonna do? That's
That's the Cowboy.
That's a bad omen.
It's all good.
It's a bad omen.
not my
I don't know
team,
what
so it's
for, but not for us.
Now on to the women's State of Origin that will be playing this Friday night. Make sure to tune in.
Hectic.
Really. Now there is a bit of drama here. So I think last year the Queensland won on the buzzer, or they converted, I think, on the buzzer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the Queensland forwards was held down in a tackle. Now, New South Wales fans could argue that she may have milked the penalty a little bit, but it was a penalty right in front, and I think it's what won them the game.
Yeah, it was bullshit call.
So, yes,
I
there
think
is.
it was Ashley Klein refereeing that one as well, the fucking dog.
So there is an argument for, a bit of hatred there, or a bit of passion, sorry.
No, hatred, Den, and its
Hatred,
origin.
sorry. But so for the women's side, we've got Emma Tonagato at the back, Clydesdale on the wing, Surgis on the centres, Kelly in the centres.
Is Surgis a Queenslander?
No,
It's New South
that's
Wales.
New South Wales.
Oh,
New
they're in,
South Wales.
oh, they're
No,
in
that's
there.
in maroon.
Why
Looks
the
like blue.
fuck are they not in their Blues jerseys?
Henatani on the Sting, Dib at 6, Pearson at 7, Taufa at 8, Davis at 9, Millie Boyle at 10, Kezi Apps at 11, Shaylee Bent at 12, Hannah Southwell at 13. And then for Queensland, we've got Upton, Bass, Polite. Is that Polite?
Pelite?
Pelite, apologies. Classic.
Ooh, that's just-
That's a tough one.
that's a tough
Because that seems like Eastern European.
Sisoska.
Sisolka?
Apologies again. Robinson, Aiken, Brigginshaw, Chelsea will front row. She's actually the player that got the penalty against her last year, I'm pretty sure.
Who,
Chelsea was.
Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
So who won last year?
Queensland, I think, because of that penalty.
Right.
And they converted and won it, but some say that the penalty was milked.
Was it the year before that New South Wales won at North Sydney Oval?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And it was a cracker of a game.
Absolute ripper.
No.
of a
Yeah.
game.
So
Was
that
that a
was
COVID
that
year,
was
dude,
2019.
So COVID's fucking us.
Yep.
Now is this is in the ACT?
Yeah, yep.
Neutral.
Neutral ground.
Neutral-ish.
I hate that Queensland side. I'm telling you, that our New South Wales girls are going to pound them into the earth.
Okay.
Pound them.
They're not super heavy favourites. Like $1.82 New South Wales. Could be valuable
No,
to
we'll
them.
pound
That's what
them.
I'm saying. There might be value there.
So, look, massive game. Cannot wait to watch it. I will be going Queensland to get the job done. I
You
think
don't
they're a
get
better
rugby league.
squad.
I think New South Wales sets the tempo Friday night for
Yeah.
what's going to happen on Sunday. I think
Yeah.
the girls show the
Did the
boys
Roosters
way.
win the comp? They did, didn't they? The Roosters won it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
they did.
think Queensland, Gold Coast just got brought into the comp last year, and they actually took it to Brisbane, who are the reigning premiers. So I actually think it's going to lift Queensland's standard now they've got Gold Coast in the comp and Brizzy. So it's going to make our origin side better. So I'm going Queensland to get the W.
Did they bring the great Jamie Soward in as an assistant coach?
Yes, from
Yeah.
New South Wales.
Like that?
There you go. I see Jesse Sir just going over for the first try of the match and maybe scoring 2. That's just my vibe.
Okay.
Like it. Like it a
Okay.
lot.
So, can't wait. Make sure to watch that. That's 7:45 on Friday on 9, KO, and Foxtel. So you can watch it anywhere.
Love
anywhere.
that. Go the girls.
Now, on to the rep round. I'm actually super, super pumped about the rep round. Like, the games that we've
How
got,
pumped?
super, super pumped.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
good.
good.
So, well, Lebanon versus Knights on Wednesday. I was unaware of that, which would be tonight. But we've got New Zealand versus Tonga.
Lebanon v. whom?
Knights. I don't know what that is. Malta. Oh, okay. Anyway, New Zealand. So good luck to the boys on Wednesday. That will be tonight. But then we got Saturday. We've got at 3:20 New Zealand versus Tonga, the Tokos. Now, this is going to be an amazing game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
When we talk about boys getting riled up
Oh, yeah.
and ripping and a tearing,
Oh, yeah.
the first 20 minutes of this will be some of the biggest hits you've seen all year, I reckon.
Yeah.
Mount Smart. Back
Oh,
in New
first
Zealand.
game back- first game back.
It's going to be fucking ridiculous.
Sea
that's
of red.
It'll be a sea of red.
Sea of red.
But
Fuck
there'll
that.
be a fuckload of red.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like crazy amounts.
New
of
Zealand have just released their team. It's not on NRL.com yet.
Oh, yeah. Late on
So
me.
their spine is Joey Manu fullback. 6 and 7 will be Dylan Browse, Jerome Hughes. 9 is Cheese, and then Foran's on the bench.
Oh, that's hot.
Okay.
That's hot.
And their 4-pack is
Like that he's
fucked.
on the bench.
Their 4-pack could match Australia's. It's Jesse Bromwich, Fisher Harris, Papali'i, Kenny Bromwich, Joseph Tarpany.
Yeah, it's fucking rock solid.
fucking-
New Zealand's got a fucking good side.
Matter of fact, that pack you could argue is better than Australia's.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You could make the argument. I don't think it is.
You could argue it for sure.
Absolutely. Like Tarpane, Papali'i, both the form forwards of the competition. Fisher Harris, who's the premier front rower. You've got Cheese at 9.
And they got Big Nelson on the bench, Leota on the bench, Nakora on the bench.
Holy
That's a fucking.
shit.
That's a bench and a half.
And with Hughes, Hot Boy Hughes and Hot Boy Brown in the
And
6,
as
7.
we already identified, at least one Manly player in Kieran Foran.
Okay. Joey Manu at back. I like that. I like Joey Manu at fullback. I like that. Now for the Tongan side, I don't think they've released their side yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But we've got a squad. I will just get it up. Do we have a squad already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down. You release it like
Yeah,
Couple of days, couple of days, keep going.
Oh,
couple
here we
of
go.
days.
Here we go. There we go. So they've named their 1 to 17. So they're 1
But
to
this
17.
isn't official because of
The origin, so you get like Tupou and shit in there.
Oh,
Talakai in
yes,
there.
true. But Cola
Stubby Cooler Canicola.
at fullback. I'm
I
not
like that.
sure who will, on the wing. You'll probably have either Will Pensini.
Christian Tuipulotu.
Oh, NRL.com in this article, they haven't got the 1 to 7, they just got it in a paragraph. I'll read it out. Stags will wear the 6, obviously. Tuipulotu will make his test debut on the wing, taking over from Tupou.
He's a
The
gun.
back line also features Penasini, Kula, and Sully.
Suli and Katoa as well. Katoa will be 5. Yeah, look at this forward pack. Taumalolo at 13. Kolomatangi, 12. Satili Tupanua, 11. 10, Aden Fanor Blake. 8, Toki Alho with Havili at 9.
And fucking our boy Olakawatu on the bench.
Olakawatu on the bench. Pangai
which is
Jr.
fucking sheer madness.
Pangai Jr. on the bench. Tavita Totola on the bench. And Moe Fotoweka at 18. Like, that's a fucking gun side.
Yeah, it's a gun side.
So this is going to be a cracking
Kiwis
match.
get it done. Kiwis get it done. Again, a couple of Manly players in that Tongan side. Smart coaching. But the Kiwis...
Now, I think Kiwis get it done. I actually think the Kiwis win by... I think they control the game and win a solid win. I just think that, like, their halves are just the difference. When you've got Dylan Brown and Hughes, both crazy in form,
And Cheese at 9.
and Cheese at 9,
Manu
Joey
at
Manu
9.
at back.
Fucking ridiculous.
Crazy. Whereas when you look at Tonga, you've got Stags, who hasn't played much, 6. There's 7. Sorry, who was their 7?
Junior Ramon.
Yeah, Amone. He hasn't played much, 7. Then you've got the 9, who's a Villi, who is good, but, I would say Cheese is probably better. I just think the spine for New Zealand is going to be too much for Tonga to handle. Now, on to Samoa versus Cook Islands. Samoa's side, apologies, I don't know what the Cook Islands side is, but unless it has been named. Oh, yeah, here we go. So this is the Samoa side. Who thought? I didn't know Charlie Staines was Samoa.
I didn't
How
know
good.
that either.
Charlie Staines at fullback. Taylor May on the wing. Tungor, 3. Jackson Paulo, 4. David Nofawuluma, 5. Harris Tavita at 6, Anthony Milford 7, Tapau 8, Jazz Tavanga 9, Molo 10, Schuster at 11, Sewer 12, 13, Josh Alaye.
It's a fucking good
That's
side.
a good
Great
side.
side. It's a great
It's a good
side.
side.
I mean, you got Spencer Linu, Bunty Afoa, Palacia, and Brown coming off the bench. It's fucking
That's a
great
tidy side.
Absolutely.
Alloy at 13, it sort of shows like the type they're just playing big, thick boy footy.
Yep.
That's thicky footy, dude.
The Cook Island side is Iro at the back, Masters wing, Gelling centre, Rennie centre, Morgan at 5, Masters at 6, Esau Masters 6, Reece Joyce at 7, Rennie at 8. What's that? Turkey? Taroy at 9, Willison at 10, Pecora at 11, Pedersen Rabati 12, and Arona at 13. Unfortunately, I think Samoa gets it done and gets it done well.
Oh, yeah. Samoa's going to do some humping. And Joshy
Steel
Schuster
sauce?
is going to get a double.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't a rugby league humping. I've got to be honest.
And we're down with the Usos and the Tokos. Don't
Fucking
get me
oath,
wrong.
bruh.
We are down. I reckon I'd be top 5 favourite Aussies.
You would be.
You would be?
Yeah, for some of them.
Yeah, you'd be in
I'm
the
tight.
top.
I'm tight with the Usos and the Tokos.
You'd be the top 5 for some of them.
Yeah, definitely. That's
definitely.
A small
for
small
some of
percent.
them, for
Some of
sure.
them. 100%.
But no, love rep round. Honestly, I'm actually looking forward to this more than an NRL round. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
mate, I'm pumped.
Because I don't give a fuck about NRL when Origins. I do care a little bit, but not that much. Whereas
Flip that
rep
up.
round,
Red Brown's sick.
No, this will be
sick.
fun, dude. This will be fun.
now we've got PNG versus Fiji. Where's the
Oliver
teams?
Naka, baby.
Okay, mate. I went to Fiji. They could be the nicest peoples on
They are.
average.
I love Fiji.
More than any, like they're all happy.
Fijians are beautiful.
And they
people.
all like so welcoming. It was incredible. Such a good trip. Alex Johnson at 1, Derby at 2, Mead at 3, Olam at 4. Oh man, this
Watch
PNG
out,
side.
baby.
Wappy at 5, Laybud at 6, Lachlan Lamb at 7, Capinius at 8, Puara at 9, Namo at 10, Russell 11, Put at 12, Alec at 13. And then for Fiji, we've got Taruva at 1, Ravalawa 2, Valame at 3, Blake at 4, Sivo at 5, Nangama at 6, Masima at 7. Oh,
Give me a go.
Ratuva.
Ratu Vaka Serivalu.
Ratuvaka Seravalu at 8.
Let me know if I got that right.
Tagi Tuimua.
Tuimua.
Tangi Tuimua. Kamika. Kikau at 11. Sadrugu 12 and Milne at 13. This is going to be a cracking match. I think like early on, I think Fiji need to just withstand the onslaught of PNG because they come out hot. They come out hot. And it's a be a close one. Ooh, I reckon PNG get the W.
I'm going Fiji, baby.
Going Fiji?
Yeah. I'm going Fiji.
I wouldn't be surprised if PNG won, but I'm going to go with Fiji.
I'm going Sivo. This is the bet made about even. What the fuck was it now? Sivo 3 tries.
And Olam 2.
And Olam 2.
And so the timing of those games are, I'll just get these up real quick. So basically you've got the women's Friday night, then you've got Lebanon versus, what was it, night, sorry?
Malta.
Malta Knights tonight. And that's, you can't watch that though.
No.
So Kiwis versus Tonga on Saturdays at 3:20. Samoa versus Cook Islands is at 5:40 on Saturday. And then Saturday night, to round her off, you've got PNG versus Fiji at 7:50.
Saturday's huge.
Oh, what a day. And then you're
Huge.
rolling into Origin on a Sunday.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better.
It doesn't.
Love that.
It really, really doesn't. You guys got any announcements?
Nope. Other than the live show.
Yeah.
Not
Live show.
Live stream.
Live
Origin.
stream.
Sunday night, 7:45. Hello Sport YouTube. Denon will be there.
I'll be there.
There'll be a square.
Tune in.
You don't want to be square. We've been over it.
Don't be square. As usual, I'll go and fuck myself.
Oh,